Radiant team ban.
Empire beat 2-1, and so both of these teams are definitely looking for a grand final now that they closed out of the ESL minor, and whichever team wins this best of 3 series Team Empire beating out Vega Squadron.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it almost feels like a little bit of a denial pick, because in the first series Team Spirit played in this qualifier versus Namiga, they had run Shadow Demon Drown both games, and they had won in both games. So it seems like that's a bit of a favorite strategy for Team Spirit. And one of the drafts that they had picked Drow Ranger second, so they quickly got that synergy. But this time they went for the Omni Knight second pick, and then I'm guessing that this is a denial pick from Gambit. It seems too perfect to pick a Drow Ranger in the first phase like that, especially whenever we haven't really seen Gambit run a Drow strat of their own.
Brood mother.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, looking like it's going to be a Phobos Broodmother. Broodmother was a hero that received marginal nerfs in that most recent 7.07D patch. The Spiderlings used to have basically the same vision as a hero, maybe a little bit reduced. It was like 1100 during daytime and 800 during nighttime, and in 7.07D it was nerfed to be a flat 700 vision at both day and nighttime for the Spiderlings, so nothing too significant. The hero is still kind of as randomly picked as she was when she had the invisibility inside webs, so it doesn't really seem like too much has fundamentally changed about how you play her. I guess she's a little bit more combat oriented, whereas in her old Invis web kind of playstyle, is a little more lane domination, and then you just kind of park yourself in one lane for like a good 20-25 minutes into the game. But I've been seeing more movement from Broodmothers recently with the new webs.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, Gambit had run both of those heroes in their No Creativity series, but it does feel to me like these two teams know each other. And I mean, I'm sure too, Iceberg is a former Team Spirit player, so I'm sure that they have their own little mini meta developed within each other's like hero pool and whatnot. And so yeah, I think this will be just experimentation for right now from both teams, with Gambit experimenting with the Drow Ranger and Spirit what I consider to be experimentation with the Broodmother. They didn't run it in their Genting qualifiers as far as I know. Yeah, which I had seen in another series that Gambit were playing, and I saw Iceberg and Spirit were scheduled to play the game after, and I was like, Iceberg, come on, man, your game's not until later. And then I looked back at the roster and I was like, oh yeah, he's not actually on them anymore.
10 seconds remaining.
No, of course not. Consistency across the board. Yeah, so that's the flip side. He's not a ranged hero, but whenever Beastmaster and Drow Ranger decide to finally hook up in the same lane, then they will... Drow Ranger as it is already extremely strong at tower pushing, we all know that, but yeah, I imagine this Beastmaster, he's probably going to go for Inner Beast early on, but then again, whenever you have to go up against a Broodmother, sometimes you may consider the power of the Wild Axes, and in fact, like the lack of power from your creeps. I doubt that these two heroes will be laning against each other, the Broodmother and the Beastmaster, but Wild Axis is really good at just being able to burn down the Spiderlings, or rather the Spiderites. The Spiderlings probably have too much HP, but the Spiderites definitely, and Spirit are going to round out their draft with a mid DK. Right. They're both, the Brood and the DK both have the winner sets. Oh yeah. I haven't actually seen the dragon form of that. I've only seen the hero form, so I am curious.
Got a bit of a strat, you know, do the objectives kind of strategy, but they're going up against a Drow, Gyro, and a Beastmaster. I guess what I'm getting, are they going to be able to do it quicker, more efficiently than the other side? Was this the right idea that they went with? Well,
Until Gyrocopter decides to start moving around, Gambit don't really have the best counter push. The only thing that I have an issue with is with the DK pick is usually whenever you pick a Broodmother, she is great at just drawing an immense amount of focus from the enemy team. And especially when you've got a Drow Ranger that you've got to protect, then these supports will have to keep their eyes on this top lane constantly, because if Drow Ranger is left alone, then Broodmother is just going to eat her alive. Whenever Team Spirit has a comp like that, usually you can get away with picking a very greedy mid laner, like a Shadow Fiend, which is what something I've been seeing as now ILTW gets caught out near the bottom shrine area. But DK is not a hero that really needs that much help. In fact, DK is like the polar opposite. You never really need to help a DK. So I'm curious as to why they're going to be giving ILTW the most attention, because ILTW is going to be evidently what seems to be a one-position Omni Knight. So it's an odd draft from Spirit, definitely.
That is a good point. Wow, very interesting here. Running that, you know, safe lane Omni Knight essentially, who is now working off that early death, of course. Now, it's kind of interesting. He got first blooded here at the bottom lane by 5 heroes. Actually, I was watching the whole roam happen the whole time.
They get 3 runes.
Exactly, but they get 3 runes. Shadow Demon actually just goes up and picks up the bottom rune. It's almost an oversight from Game that they kind of forgot about the whole contesting for the rune idea despite getting the hero kill. So, you know, it's still good first blood for Gambit, of course, but kind of funny how that played out. But yeah, the safe lane Omni Knight.
Biver mid lane, he's gonna get this courier 1 smack, 2 smacks.
That was on the way back, I assume, yeah.
Yeah. That was actually pretty good, because Iceberg got first blood gold, so it's a pretty likely thing that the courier's gonna start getting sent out to this sharp mid, but yeah, well played.
Alright, we do see right here, though, it is going to be the aggressive tri lane of the Drow. But again, you're doing this against a safe lane Omni Knight, which I don't know if CW was having the plan. I mean, the idea that he's building the arcane booth first, and that doesn't really tell too much, I guess, but I mean,
he has a stout shield, really. Mango, salve. He's definitely, he knows that it's going to be difficult to find farm here. But again, like it seems like a weird order of priority because Viver's up here with a Broodmother. Beastmaster is a fairly good matchup at Broodmother, but still, he doesn't really need help, especially from an Earth Spirit who can't really do anything to zone out a Beastmaster.
Yeah, it really is not often to see a lane partner with a Broodmother. It's very rare, actually. So, but yeah, up here for now. Maybe this will be why going for the kill. No, just kind of rolls in and then it's like, all right, gotcha. Tag, you're it. Kind of walks away. So not much coming of that. Yeah, you gotta wonder. It's ultimately when it's enough. I mean, because again, he is leeching experience as well. So definitely got to be careful about just ultimately sitting here. Viper. Now he's starting to rotate a little bit. Bottom lane, which Doctor definitely contesting the pull attempt. And they are going to steal the bounty rune as well at the bottom side. So, yeah, I mean, bottom lane, of course, you want from the Dire team. Top lane, Beastmaster's still going to have a very good time himself. It's maybe going to be somewhat break even. Then you got your middle matchup, Jarl versus the DK. I know DK is actually winning CS-wise in the middle. Is that surprising?
Every single time we see this DK with this Calling Blade, it's just like Iceberg has the full Wraith Band and Fire, and he's doing less damage than the DK, and that's not even counting the Quelling Blade. As now, oh man, Iceberg gets a courier of his own.
Yeah, that was Illidan though, completely missed during the courier.
Yeah,
it's almost like he forgot it was coming to him, and there's actually a couple wards on there.
Let's see if we can get a turnaround, though.
That would be nice. 2 stacks of poison, 1 more to do it. Oh, cannot get it off. The Fairy Fire and Iceberg will actually survive. Now Shadow Demon making sure to get out with the TP, and everyone else will be fine. So yeah, close call turn, but yeah, losing the courier right there. A couple of wards on it, so setting Spirit behind slightly. The game.
Yeah, Gyro didn't even have any boots before that, so he just straight up saw an opportunity and seized it.
And top lane.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of time on this Beastmaster.
Yeah, they don't even have the incapacitating bite though from Broodmother. But as far as this right clicks goes, it's really not the most threatening, honestly. So it continues to go back to, it's like maybe he's just ultimately softening him up for the eventual roam that we're seeing out of Shadow Demon, but he's back to full life. He popped his salve and he's good to go. Now even Witch Doctor is going to be up here, so even if they try to go, expect Witch Doctor to throw in that cask, stop the attempted gank. So yeah, Spirit does feel a little bit confused in terms of what they want to do here.
Because even whenever there was that movement onto the gyrocopters, now Maledict comes out.
Oh, beating for that 4-minute bounty rune. Always want to fly? Is in trouble.
Let's block.
Indeed, gets the kill on a Witch Doctor. Up with the Maledict, gonna tick down Earth Spirit, however, and FNG, not much more.
4 stacks.
More to do, but it is adding out.
He doesn't have any more mana
for that 5th one.
Yeah.
Even with it though, at this point, there. Little too tink. So ends up being the 1-for-1 collapse there. Forgetting it.
Now let's see where Viver chooses to go. He's still sticking around in this top lane area. He's moving towards mid now. The Gyrocopter has 3 points in Rocket Barrage. Roll in. Oh, or you may not even connect.
Bottom lane, I'm also seeing Omni Knight. He's in trouble. Pops the repel, gonna be body blocked somewhat. Doesn't have that G-Gen aura just yet either. He's actually holding onto a point, and he eventually is gonna go down right there. So, I'm not really sure what that's about. Omni Knight's sitting on a point currently. You figure maybe get to the point of repel right before he uses it, if anything, but no, he decides to just hold it for the time being, and ultimately goes down there.
Nice, another cancel.
King doing his best to save his teammate. Gyrocopter can run from the illusions that were created as well. The Shadow Poison 2 stack should not be enough. Pell put up on Shadow Demon, but the tower damage still going through that, of course, and finishing him off. So that was 4 heroes here for Team Spirit, and they end up losing one, don't get any.
That's so much effort dedicated to killing a Gyrocopter, not even finishing him off is a damn shame. I don't really know if Illidan didn't have the mana for Brute Fire or something like that, but I don't know. Whatever the case, this Gyrocopter is getting away with a lot. Yes, phase it's completed, which, as it is, Viver's already kind of struggling to make contact on this Gyrocopter. It's now in the top lane. It looks like Broodmother moves on the Beastmaster.
He's got front roar. Wonder if that could come into play right here, maybe to run. No, he's just gonna go for the TP. You know, and that was actually somewhat close, it felt like, but not in time. Cask also coming a little bit late. So they do actually successfully get the kill Beastmaster, and that's a pretty good one for Spirit. Back to the middle lane, the call down on it. Militant's dropping right here on top of the Rocket Barrage, but ultimately stay alive for now, though. Big Num, they want to change another Rocket Barrage, and it will eventually fall. Great rotation from Big Num once again. Gets another kill, or get the first kill on a Dragon out here of this game.
And Drow Ranger is so happy right now. You never get away with this much stuff as a Drow Ranger this early.
True.
She's at level 6, has 20 denies right now. Yeah, I mean, she has no issue. Right now, 3 heroes are still kind of, or not yet, but 3 heroes have just been spending so much time in this top lane on Team Spirit trying to bully out Beastmaster. It's like a role reversal almost, because it's normally the Drow Ranger that's sucking up that much focus from the enemy team, but this game.
And even look at Omni-Knight, he's really got nothing going. He's way behind all of the other cores in this game. Only 14 and 2 creep farm. They're on the 30 plus right here. But we do have to talk about Broodmother. I mean, for Spirit, that is the one single race right now, it feels like.
On bot lane. Let's see if they can get Dahak.
Do they have the damage though? It's level 4 Omni-Knight. Level 2 Purification. Here comes an expected TP. Cask throwing it. Does not bounce to the Omni, however, he needed that bounce. The Shadow Poison not connecting though. Doxok, he's still alive for the time being. There's 1 stack now of Poison. That Degen Aura doing work, but he's guiding in the trees. Unfortunately, Purification eventually and will secure the kill. So, yeah, he chose for the cast on Shadow Demon instead, and it did not get the bounce off. Iceberg well, he'll follow the other dragon form that is PK. And now Zen King sticking around. Shadow Demon putting the disruption up though. Boulder smash through. No. Not made it for the Burrow Strike, actually. He's even going to be silenced up just in case. Does not have Sandstorm cooldown.
He has a range
Soul
drop,
Catcher apply.
so it's going to mitigate a lot of this poison damage.
Ooh, took some creep damage. He cannot get that 5th stack up either. You're right. Even with the range drop, that might be enough to stay alive anyways. There you go. Ticks off, and he's just going to keep hiding now.
Spot survivor.
Oh,
Range drop.
Kicking in 4 seconds, he'll have even another one. Nope, not gonna matter. Alright, they eventually chase him down. So, I mean, actually right there, I mean, Spirits, they get not only the Jarl mid, but of course Drow just before that.
Yeah, and tanking, so 3 heroes dying. So Spirit are making some work happen. They've been leaving this Drow Ranger unprotected by Gambit, and I mean, they were getting away with it early on, but you can't rely on that moving forward. There are 3 radiant wards on this bottom half of the map, so it seems like Spirit are recognizing now that Drow Ranger is going to become an issue, and once again, Earth Spirit has now joined the Shadow Demon and Omni-Knight ganking squad at bot, but looks like this time Dahak suspects it.
This time he's going to be a little too attentive, and he'll be
top
fine.
lane.
Vision up there. That's Brood. No, it is Brood. From Aurora. Lock him down, sets up the Pearl Strike. Any support? Omni-Knight may be porting in. I'm not sure. Yeah, he is porting in. Can he get there in time? The Maledict's put up with cast. He keep up looking to turn. No, now he's deciding to run away. Maledict, I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, he'll be fine. Sitting on the door.
Yo, these spiders are eating always want to fly.
Yeah, I was going to get the kill on him, actually. That D-Char once again, even that level 1, plenty of slow. Him nearby. And so, and this goes back to what I was kind of touching on before it actually just continued to happen, really, but Broodmother, he is having a pretty damn good time at the top lane. He already has 1 Oblivion Staff on his way to that, actually, the early Orchid here.
Yeah, Orchid is an item that we actually don't see too frequently as a first pick on Broodmother. Yeah, more often than not, we've been seeing Desolator being picked up more frequently, because, I mean, Broodmother is proven to be a very good push, but oftentimes whenever she hits tier 3s, she struggles very much because you don't really do enough damage with your spiders to be able to quickly take them down without enemy response. But Phobos actually opting for Orchid, and that's like not having a Storm Spirit on the enemy team or any other kind of critical silencing spells. Like most of these heroes on the side of Gambit, yeah, I'm sure silence is always good, but it's not necessarily critical to get a kill on any of them.
Yeah. That's actually a really good point when you break it down like that. all the cores are heroes to like get that silence off, and all of a sudden it takes.
And they're all
away.
kind of meta builders as well, which means that Orchid will perhaps lose efficacy. Like if the Broodmother was against Omni-Knight, then I could totally see an Orchid proving to be valuable. But if you have the Omni-Knight on your team and like Drow Ranger's a manta builder, Gyrocopter's a manta builder, now the mid tower is probably going to go down to Illidan and Gambit take bot tower.
Right here on the bottom tower. Fight this on the TP'd in. The Butter Smash down on the Witch Doctor. Yeah, that's going to delay somewhat, but definitely going to secure the kill. Is that purification? More than enough damage, so they'll actually prevent the bottom tower from down to take mid themselves. And I mean, the game is definitely shifted. It's almost like in Q when we're just talking about all the cores doing very well for Gambit, Drow's having that free farm, and then all of a sudden that rotation happened, and then one core kill after the other. Now they're getting the objectives more so than the other team. Spirit really has picked it up now. 12 minutes into this game.
Yeah, Gyrocopter is falling behind a little bit more than I expected. Now he's almost certainly dead, especially now with an Urn tick as well.
Yeah. Taken out right there.
These are not heroes that I would consider to be strong pushers. Illidan hasn't even gone into dragon form yet, but they're zoning everyone out. Always one fly gets stunned.
As you mentioned, that dragon form. Auto attacks to follow, and Dragon Tail to lead. The kill on Witch Doctor. So with the other dragon form, probably going to push the bottom tier on themselves. I mean, they're going up against a Drow lineup, and they're going to be up 3 tower kills to nothing right now if we get this bottom one. That in itself is pretty absurd.
It's valuable, but they need to be able to take advantage of the map control that it provides. Like, if you take all these towers, that's great, but you make sure that you continue to, like, plant your flag on the territory where this tower used to be, because otherwise Drow Ranger doesn't care. If you win the team fight, which might happen now, throwing in Illidan.
He's so greedy right here. They're going to stun ILTW, though. Guardian Angel will come. Illidan can be comfortable fighting someone. No, he's trying to run, actually. Rebellion on top of that. Those are the call on not to do too much to him. ILTW staying alive with the verification heal. Not enough to save the day, though. He's definitely down. Can he take somebody with him? He's taking the Butter Smash hits. Great angle from Biber right there. So they do kill DK, but Biber at least getting something positive for the team. He's going to run away. But look at what's happening at the top lane, meanwhile. Bobo is just continuing to pressure top tier 2 tower. Already nearly half-life at this point.
Yeah, it looks like Phobos must have taken this Beastmaster by surprise with that Orchid, because Primal Roar was up, but Beastmaster died to Phobos solo while the rest of his team was fighting down bot, so it's it definitely helping him out, whatever the item choice it was, and another extended team fight by Spirit, and then no one can help out the Beastmaster up top.
Yeah. An Insatiable Hunger, very short cooldown, only 45 seconds, it's back up. I'm guessing he used it for that Beastmaster kill as well. The Orchid, he has the Medallion now coming along, so really heavily relying on this. I'm going to find somebody and kill them by myself. Style of build. We'll go ahead and call it. Middle lane, Illidan. Another call down with the Death Ward. They're using quite a bit around here to secure this one, and they will get it, though. Nice roam onto Illidan. So they're having trouble with the Broodmother, but they're starting to maybe play DK now. Back-to-back deaths for him. And
I'm a little surprised that Gambit haven't really started grouping yet. More often than not, like, whenever, especially now that people have claimed all your towers, is now almost one flat silence, eaten by a bunch of spiders, which almost tie to the axes, but not quite enough.
This is a funny game in the sense that you get about 30 seconds between kills, and then another kill.
This action-packed as Viper is getting the loop right now. It's gonna go down.
A bit less than 30 there, but yeah, they do take him up. But you just see the positioning of Spirit, how aggressive they are at 14 and a half, 15 minutes into this game.
Yeah, which is exactly what I was hoping for. You take all these towers and you hem the enemy in. They haven't even really gotten close to the river in like the past 3 minutes or so. They got that kill on DK mid, but right now Gambit are all focused on their side of the map for the most part. Sand King is trying to farm up a Blink Dagger in the bot lane right now, but Drow Ranger is the one who needs to be farming, and she's kind of been circling around these ancients. She does not take them nearly as quickly as someone like a Medusa or a Gyrocopter does. So I think it's because, like, I was expecting Gyrocopter to take these stacks, especially since he's lower net worth than the Drow Ranger. But it's possible that game we really need towers. We really need Drow Ranger to have this pike finished off so we can start getting map control back.
They're picking that roach. I mean, they want to do this, so there goes that mentality. But just got recently from the pursuit of Insatiable Hunger. Gets with that especially. This could be a pretty easy kill. and they scan it, so they definitely know what Gambit that is. And he mentioned that Blinkdagger's still not finished on Sand King. He's trying to get it bottom. Without that, I don't know if they can really contest this.
No, you can toss a call down to scare them off, but it's not going to do anything. They're not going to bother trying to kill this Witcher, at least before the push is completed. Able to get him purified in the face.
Oh yeah, no, there was no chance he was surviving as soon as that purge came out.
Didn't like purge, yeah.
I was calling Destructor every now and then because of that ability name. Anyways, bottom laner. He gets counter stun. That call down will help finish him off. Got his magnetize up. Not gonna get any turn kills. I think the bottom tier 2. So Gambit has something to at least smile at.
Let's see who. Oh, no roar coming out. It's Orchid. Kind of making left hard. And the full burn is too much damage. Yeah, this is action packed, man. 26 kills in 16 minutes.
By the way, Shadow Demon is built. Just noticing this, he did max out the Shadow Poison first. So when they're gonna steal these Ancients too, that is a massive stack that they're gonna take from Gambit Esports. So net worth actually is slightly ahead of Gambit right now, but it's probably gonna swing back in Spirit's favor shortly.
Wow, that's actually crazy. I have no idea how Gambit have more. They have, they're down only 1 tower and they didn't get the Roach, but somehow they're managing to find form. That's pretty good. Big Bum has now completed his Blink Dagger. I don't know if he's revealed it yet, but I don't really think that it's going to be that big of a deciding factor because Tsunami has been playing so safe that ILTW will very quickly be able to counter-react to any initiation from Sand King.
So you see that level 2 under Dragon form. Damage to the tower. That means they're going to do damage to Witch Doctor now. So with the new Water Smash Silence comes from the Sand King. Call it out though. Zoning, quite a bit of damage, multiple heroes, but finishes off taking cover with the Sting right there. Cheshire Cat looking for the kill on Omni Knight, but the Guardian Angel will happen, and Cheshire Cat has to walk it off now as LT throws out some purifications. They lost DK as well as the Shadow Demon. They're going to lose Omni Knight. They went too far there. They went way beyond the tier 2 tower, in between tier 3.
Yeah, and that's remember that fight broke out. Like I remember the impression that DK had received the Aegis. I didn't even consider the possibility that Mother got the Aegis, but they gave Phobos the Aegis, and Phobos was not going in. That was definitely the DK going in with his Blink Dagger onto the Witch Doctor and basically tanking 5 heroes. He had the Guardian Angel protection, sure, but there was a lot of magic damage coming in from Maledict once the Repel wore off, and it definitely felt like he was playing if he had the Aegis.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because you mentioned that it does seem odd how the decision making right there is perhaps on different pages, but Broodmother with that Aegis, we'll see if that eventually does come into play, but again, very interesting also the fact that he went back to a Mask of Madness as essentially his kind of third.
Yeah, it's all out of order. Like Orchid was the first item, and then Medallion was the second item, and Mask of Madness is the third item. That's like totally reverted from the traditional builds, but it worked out. They got a lot of Orchid kills, and I guess now Phobos is interested in accelerating his farm. Since DK has kind of gone for this utility build with Blink Dagger, it means that Illidan isn't necessarily going to be dealing as much damage, so Phobos picks up a Mask of Menace, and it's a good survivability item also. The lifesteal stacks fully with your Insatiable Hunger lifesteal, so each one of your attacks, you're getting so much HP back.
The Desolator is what's really gonna put this over the edge now. Not only for individual hero kills, but again, especially for pushing towers. On top of that here, so work towards it now.
Also weird because he had a Blightstone whenever he was attacking Roshan, and now it's not on the courier, so I'm guessing Phobos sold it. I don't know what's up with this build, but you know.
Wait, no, you made a Medallion.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
sorry, you're right. Wait, but I thought I had them and they were attacking Roshan Blitz. I could have sworn I were seeing both.
Somebody else get it then? I'm not sure. Oh, Dragon Knight did. No, wait, no, that was Omni Knight. Omni Knight actually.
Oh, Omni Knight. Okay. Yeah, okay, so it must have been his medallion and it was turned into another medallion, which is weird, but okay.
Oh, something. Okay, I want to bring this up too. Drop Ranger. Look at her item build. Not often we see a pretty quick Ags going for, but going for that here, and it does kind of make sense though, right? Especially against the Broodmother.
It does, but going for it before the Maelstrom is a bit unconventional. Maelstrom, so I guess maybe like quite a while ago, I think it was a 6-point something patch whenever Tesla Ranger was a thing. where you'd go Maelstrom as a flaming accelerant, and then you'd immediately get a second item Magnum Scepter, and it was very powerful, but it got nerfed some in that it originally did not have an internal cooldown on how frequently the lightning could proc. And so since all 3 of your arrows like land in pretty similar times, the nerf made it so that I think only like 2 out of your 3 arrows have a even possibility to proc a Maelstrom. And so it got nerfed a little bit, but it's still a viable build. It's just weird to go straight Magnum Scepter without having any sort of on-hit effect that would roll for it, because that's the whole thing. Proc, or 3 chances to land like a Scotty or a Deslayer or something like that. We'll see Phobos.
Oh, gonna go back to him. The Primal Roar lockdown, and that's an easy kill, actually. It's went away for a split second as they were jumping in and go back, and he's dead. That was a very quick kill from Gambit right there.
Another chance.
Taking down their jumpers. I would love to spot those two.
Oh yeah, shout out Flat Cannon.
Holy crap. Yeah, the range of that ability is pretty ridiculous sometimes.
Yep. 12, 50. And it used to be that maybe the spiders would be able to evade because they would go to invisibility, but no, they're always visible now, so if the attack starts on them, it's gonna finish landing on them.
Alright, so Drow does finish the axe. We'll start to see the impact now of what comes of that. Omni Knight.
And now she's going for a BKB. This is so weird. I guess I haven't seen Drow Magnum Scepter in a while. The Maelstrom is still viable. It's just not as good as it used to be, but it's weird going for an Magnum Scepter because Broodmother, she has like 1,000 different units, right? So like you get 2 more arrows. Okay, fine, you may kill a spider or 2, but I don't know, it feels like Dahak was like, I want to play Medusa, damn it, and you're gonna give me Medusa one way or another.
Big way to look there, yeah. Medusa is a strong hero right now, so I'll do her best impression of that. But yeah, go on the BKB next. She has that, that'll be nice, but be and then ultimately really in this game, as I almost said comeback, but again, they have a 4,000 net worth lead. It's actually Gambit, the one you could argue is in the lead. Looking at it from that, but you see the top tier 3, it's already down to half-life here, so having to keep that in mind. But the 3 tower kills themselves. Of course, the bottom lane completely cleared out. Now pushing the base shortly or soon to come.
Yeah, tower status isn't really that important for Gambit right now because if they manage to win a team fight, you've got Necrobook 3 on Cheshire Cat, Beastmaster, you've got maxed out Inner Beast, like we already mentioned, you've got this Drought Range with the Aghanim Scepter, you've got Gyrocopter Flat Cannon. They are going to plow through towers at a ridiculous rate. As now Big kind of gets spotted out here. He has Burrow Strike in a few seconds, but he gets silenced.
It will prevent that. Primal rolls off. Shadow Demon goes with a quick turn. Oh, Iceberg down as well. In reaction, so it's one after the other. Now Cheshire gets his turn to run. Getting some nice cut. Build for staff. House here joining the party now. Look at Bruma that smelt. As soon as Sprout gets it, especially Iceberg credit for the kill. FTW did not have much left to help him out, and he will too go down as the death work connects. I gotta say, these last couple of fights have been looking. It does feel like Gambit's really starting to get something going now themselves.
All right, so
and it's
2 tiers up here are definitely going to go down. Let's see if they're going for a third. The glyph, the 2 glyphs will stall them out, but you'll see as soon as the glyph goes down, our last for like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Down quickly. Jarrow with his own BKB finished. Drowse again is coming. 18 out cold saved up, but yeah, this is just melts. That's tier 2.
Yeah, the Necro
30 seconds for Brood.
Yeah, the Necro creeps timed out though, so I guess they're gonna hold off. They know that Roche is gonna spawn fairly soon, and they scouted out with the courier's path as he was delivering some items, but they'll hold off and wait for the next Roshan before they start pushing out to high ground.
They would have liked a very quick spawn, but that's not the case. It's gonna be 2 minutes plus. Or Roshan's actually going to be up, so somewhat late even.
They're actually running away from him.
That'll be even scary, man. Got that perk. Pignum's like, wait a second. Let's go in. Disruption. We'll save him initially,
Spirit, but... No one from Spirit is going to save FNG there.
Look, you're on your own, buddy. They called his bluff. It works out. Damn it. So he's ever 4, but again, Roshan, it's going to be a while before he's up, so they can't necessarily sneak that in. Instead, they're kind of just securing more control of the map. Going to take the middle tier 2. Double damage room, by the way, bottled up on Gyrocopter, so if the fight does break, yes, he can swap
Oh, that's
that.
great. That's actually Cat's model, so he handed the Gyrocopter to store.
Radiant's middle tower has
Yep,
fallen.
and there goes the tier 2. And this Gyrocopter, man, his farm just accelerated like crazy. 16,000 net worth. He actually has almost a butterfly now finished.
Yeah, and that was with it. That was with getting some of his ancients stolen by both Spirit and the Drow Ranger. So Pittsburgh is doing a fantastic job farming.
Bottom lane, gonna push it in. Looks like your Spirit's call pause. Wouldn't be surprised if this is a strap pause here. All right, guys, let's figure out what we want to do.
Roshan's probably gonna come up in like another minute. How are we gonna get over there?
Yeah, what do we do? Let's say second. We're talking things through. No, but really, I mean, if you're Spirit, you're down 10,000 net worth now. Then this is not a makeup that screams, let's just hold off. We got our anti-mage farming, and we can rely on him to take over because Brood doesn't necessarily.
Oh, she falls off.
Yeah,
she falls off hard.
Feel like she's gonna bring that impact. Dragonite went heavy initiation early on with the blink dagger, so. Is he going to really be a big threat moving forward? It basically comes down to, yeah, Spirit's going to need to make some desperate maneuvers here.
Yeah, because even their one position, ILTW has gone pure utility. He's gone Solar Crest, Mechanism, and turning it into a Greaves, but that's not going to come for a while. So it's not even like you have this super combat Radiance, Armlet, Sanjin Yasha, Omni Knight. He's a keep your team alive Omni Knight, so where's the damage going to come from on Team Spirit?
Oh, Brood, he has damage. Desolator finished. Solar Crest now going to be happening on him.
Yeah, I don't know the decision to go for 2 Solar Crests on this team, because, I mean, like, Omni Knight completed his, Phobos is going for a full one of his, and this is like his, what, 4th item now since he has completed the Desolator. I don't really think he needs anything like a BKB necessarily, but some other damage item, like one item that I considered would be very strong on Broodmother would be Nullifier, actually, because she farms it up fast, and a lot of times it's items that you have trouble with. So Gyrocopter has completed a BKB, and if you're able to silence and nullify him, and make sure he's not able to get that BKB off, Iceberg looks very vulnerable, but instead going for a full soloist, we'll see if it works. I mean, they'll be able to take Roche very, very quickly, that's for sure, but still.
Yeah, I was trying to think in like hindsight, if your Broodmother, almost something like a Radiance even too.
Yeah.
Maybe would have been a more efficient tool to the game, because this build is just so set up. I'm gonna kill one target quickly. But good luck finding Gambit spread out now at this point in the game, especially. So it's Roshan. Knew it was coming. It's a matter of time, but again, Spirit can really contest this. Can they feel comfortable actually trying to fight this? But it goes back to they're going to need to make some plays. So maybe Pels put up Dragonite. That's a way early initiation.
Oh man, he used Hail on Roche.
Yeah, it's just panic now for the set of Spirit, and game is just going. It can be popped by the Gyrocopter. They already got the kill on the shot, even the backline Guardian Angel. That's going to be a reaction from Gambit on the fall back. I mean, not Dragonite is still plenty of damage himself, and the Death Ward helping us steal the top.
Boulder Smash.
That's kind of a minor victory there for Fiverr at least. They're just still going to chase, of course, this Gambit. They're going to clean up here even. ILTW, can he somehow make his way? Gyrocopter, the axes will cut right through him. Down goes Brood. We knew they had to make a desperate move, but man, they lose that fight 1-4. And they can just go back and finish Roshan out. Or just push tier 3, which one they feel like.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. That jump, I mean, yeah, they're going to call GG, but again, that was that desperate maneuver that we were talking about. Dragonite, he had no vision inside of him, and he was probably figuring it was just dead, at least he was hoping. Steal, that could have been a turn, but it ended up just going horrendous.
Yeah,
It was not fair.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team Radiant ban. Team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and series. Gambit Esports up 1-0 over Team Spirit here. In this series, the semifinal matchup, and winner moves on to play Empire, who's waiting into the finals. That's scheduled to happen tomorrow. Which also an update on that actually real quickly. It's apparently also only going to be a best of 3, being informed. So I think originally we were talking about doing a best of 5, but things changing. You know, it's got postponements happening. Needed to get the teams ASAP. So, anyways, that'll be tomorrow. We got this series to finish here. And Gambit Esports, both teams running a bit of a push strategy of sorts. Gambit, though, with the Drow Ranger strat, specifically Gyrocopter, to start to get really insane. Farm, and thus leading them to a victory. So, I assume we're going to see a different kind of game here in game number 2, because again, that game 1, that seems like only once in a blue moon strategies for both teams even kind of being busted out there. So who knows though? We do see Tusk. We were talking about that, him and Undying specifically, the popular heroes for Gambit, and they do first pick it here.
Yeah, and they ban out the Drow Ranger, so I think they, like you said, it's like a once in a blue moon kind of thing where Spirit didn't first phase Drow, and Gambit were like, well, snap, we'll just take it then. And then Spirit was just like, okay. And then now Gambit was just like, alright, there's no way that we're gonna get away with that again, so let's just ban the Broodmother, because we didn't really want to play it. I don't really think that the Drow Ranger was like a defining factor for Gambit at all. Like, I mean, Dahak farmed fine, but you could have picked any carry, I feel, and it would have worked equally well. But they just avoid the issue altogether. Go for the Tusk. Don't yet follow it up with an Undying, but I still wouldn't be surprised. Well, actually, now with the Witch Doctor, I may be a little bit surprised if it comes out, because they'll still need an offlaner in a mid. So, yeah, they go for the Tusk, and it'll almost certainly be a somewhat dual mid, but also roaming Tusk.
Is a very safe assumption. We are flying through the bans now, though. How about that though? That's a second pick Chaos Knight coming out from Team Spirit, actually. A very, very early position 1 especially, or unless they're trying to throw them off here. I've heard of this support Chaos Knight position 4 perhaps. Saying, but
yeah, it's a possibility. But the way that Spirit are banning out these 1 positions that are very strong against Phantasm, chances are that they're probably going to keep it as core. Medusa and Gyrocopter are immediately banned out. You have some options for anti-CK picks. Hogna is reasonable as Aghanim Scepter, Life Drain. Life Drain immediately kills Phantasm illusions, and obviously the Decrepify helps protect against, you know, all the physical damage of CK. You've got Legion Commander, which is a hero that's not really picked very much at all these days, at least not in CIS, but overwhelming odds is pretty good. And you've got OD with the Arcane Orb, which is also one more possibility, but I don't know if Gambit Esports play any of those heroes. But yeah, whenever you second phase the CK like that, you need to start thinking about what's your best counterplay options, because one of the biggest reasons why CK is saved for later is because he can be countered out.
Dire team pick.
Sand stands ready.
Okay. Yeah, Sven's an okay response. You've got Cleave to deal with Phantasm. It's just the problem is that most of the time I'm seeing a lot of CKs are getting like blink tickers, and so they'll like Phantasm out of sight and blink Chaos Bolt stun, and then they'll rift in all their illusions, because illusions that are within, I believe, it's like a 1400 radius or something like that. Any illusions within a 1400 radius will immediately get sucked in, and so they will basically be following up on your blink. But against the Sven, it's, you know, a reasonable response. You can cleave through the Phantasm illusions. You've got Warcry to help mitigate some of the minus armor from Reality Rift, and if CK goes for a Desolator, then that too. So it's a reasonable core to respond with.
Sure. Third pick spot for Team Spirits and Gambit Esports. Mid hero they're going to have, as well as the offlane option. So, you know, an offlaner that would be kind of interesting to see that we don't see a lot nowadays is a... I wasn't going to say Underlord. I was going to say Magnus,
but we don't see that a lot.
But,
oh yeah, Magnus, that's true.
Yeah, that would have been funny to cleave a Sven and just, you know, bring in that huge RP. But Underlord, that's another one, as you pointed out. One that we do not see, actually, so often here. Gambit, doing the Underlord makes sense. Great for team fight. Obviously, the mobility for the team is nice.
Yeah, and Firestorm scales off of a target's maximum HP, and so CK, a hero who has excellent strength gain and oftentimes builds like pure strength items, Armlet, Sage, Halberd, Heart, BKB, all those are strength items that illusions benefit from, and so that's why he's a very attribute heavy carry, and Underlord kind of plays against that, seeing as how Firestorm will scale and do more and more damage based off of how much max HP CK has. But one that is kind of lost relevancy as a laner. Whenever Atrophy Aura was a little bit stronger in a previous patch, Underlord was like a go-to offlaner, but that was because he could just make sure that the supports couldn't really harass him because they were losing so much damage to Atrophy Aura, and he was very easily able to last hit and get farm. But these days it's not as easy, but he's still, you know, a safe offlaner. Well, in the previous series with Namiga, in this qualifier, they had run the Venomancer with Phobos in the offlane, and so I would guess that that's what they're going to go for again, but that game they had a Drow Ranger and Shadow Demon, and so the Drow Ranger was providing a ton of damage to the Venomancer in that game, whereas in this game, the Venomancer, if he is in the offlane, he's going to have a much tougher time, and doesn't really do very well against Sven either. While Sven is mostly mitigated for physical damage, he's also, you know, a relatively tanky hero who can blow up Venomancer farther or quicker than Venom can chip him down with DOT.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Dire team back.
No, that's... I was suggesting OD as a potential hero to deal with the CK, but it doesn't look like they're interested in it.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team, Radiant team pick.
Invoker.
Wow, mid Invoker. Okay. So one of the reasons why I think Invoker has fallen off is because of this whole dual mid thing. Invoker's a hero who needs to, like, he needs solo levels at like any cost, and he needs to like really start getting a level advantage over everyone. That's why Midas is like there hasn't been a core item as core as Midas on Invoker in a very, very long time, other than maybe like Battle Fury Anti-Image or something, but that's just how valuable it is. But The hero himself has kind of struggled to find a place, and not even knowing the mid matchup confidence from Spirit, either that or foolishness. Is we'll see what Gambit are gonna go for. I mean, they pick Puck every once in a while, but I don't know how good Puck is against this lineup necessarily. They're not really known to spam a lot of mids. They have Necro, but that's also actually Necro wouldn't be bad. I'd be okay with Necro.
Yeah, against CK, yeah, he seems like a strong hero against him. I know you mentioned Pugner earlier as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're kind of going through, you know, heroes we definitely don't see too often recently, but oh, we got an Invoker. He's one on the list, as you're pointing out there. Perhaps why, but all right, we forgot about her. She's one that we do see quite a bit recently.
We do, but I don't really know necessarily. Like, I think it's probably just a comfort pick for Iceberg, as I don't really consider her to be strong against any of these heroes. Laning wise against ILTW, like Mirana isn't a bad laner by any means, but she can't really zone out an Invoker very well, or if they're both left alone, then Invoker will still be able to get his farm. And so I was hoping for a little bit more dominant of a laner from Iceberg, but like I said, I think it's a comfort thing.
The Shackle lockdown. Sunstrike kills a plenty coming out for Invoker. That's going to be the idea. Get it right off the bat. So, no Quas Wex Invoker here.
No, he's going to need to deal damage.
Energy to take advantage of. Here we go in game number 2. Again, Gambit, the team that's up 1-0 in this best of 3 series. Got Tusk up here so far, and Sven is lining up like he's gonna be going top lane, actually. At least he's up here early on.
So, what aggressive try? Tusk, Witch Doctor, Sven? I mean, it's a great lane, but yeah, okay. I guess this is fine. It's just the problem is that means that Tusk won't really be able to do as much roaming as I was expecting from him. And seeing as how you're going against an Invoker mid, I thought that Tusk roaming, especially when you have a Mirage on your team who can take advantage of the Ice Shard repositioning like crazy, I thought that, you know, that would be a wiser choice. But now it looks like they're more interested in shutting down the CK, which Team Spirit are not expecting this lane at all, so we'll see if they start swapping things up. But for right now, it's going to be strong, but we'll have to see how Invoker takes advantage of the lack of focus placed on him.
Yeah. Also noticed early on, Witch Doctor came down here first to the bottom area, and both teams placing a ward at a very, very similar spot. It was placed first by Team Spirit, but I don't know if it was actually what had been seen.
No, they always place it from Fog, so Witch Doctor would have been like over there.
Yeah, he would have been a little hidden. Be fine. Should be able to stay up. Yeah, this aggressive trial lane coming out for Gambit. Right now matched up against the 2 that is Rasta Chaos Knight, but yeah, if you're the Dire team, this definitely has to throw you off a bit. All of a sudden seeing Sven up here. Wondering, okay, what do we do now? Should they be looking to make the quick adjustment? I mean, with those TPs early on, but you got a bigger Gambit would just respond to themselves, so.
It's possible that they may be waiting for Phobos to get like level 2, because then if he gets level 2, then he can kind of just alternate between the jungle and the lane, so he can have wards, you know, farm up the jungle, then come back to this aggressive tri lane if things are, you know, moving towards his tower. But I don't think that Illidan should stay here, and if Illidan's staying up here, then I don't think FNG should also stay up here, as now they block out Viper with shards. He's taking quite a bit of damage, and he's gonna give up first blood. Nice impale.
Oh, it didn't bounce back. Now the cask only level 1, of course, so not going back. A Nyx assassin will be fine. Very close though. Some regen meanwhile, but yeah, even with him up here, still feels like Sven is just definitely getting the free farm and You know, perhaps that is level 2, though. The War Cry is also going to be happening, and that's another tool, not only to chase people down, but the plus armor buff early on is going to be pretty strong. He even has a magic wand here as well. So, yeah, it seems like right now Gambit's just playing the better spot to deal with this trial lane at least. So it's 2-minute rune, definitely going to be some action. Ivor will pick up first speed, hit the tail stun, and then walks over to take it. The shards are not going to have to block FNG. So,
that's a shame.
Supports of Spirit doing a good job.
Probably would have been a kill on FNG if they were able to get that, but
yeah,
he gets off a pull cleanly. And Biver also steals their bounty rune.
Yeah. Yeah, very well played by him, actually. Making the best of the situation up here at the top lane. Alright, so the other lanes, Invoker, 10-1 versus a 9-2 for Ana. So, Invoker actually managing very well early on.
Yeah, in a 1v1 situation, Invoker, I mean, he's super happy with this, which is maybe part of the reason why FNG and Biver have gone up there. Because they're like, well, I mean, if you're not going to go for an Invoker, then, I mean, I guess they'll spend time up here. I don't really care, because he's the hero that needs the most protection. CK, he's a pretty tanky hero. Yeah, sure, Tusk Snowball and Sven Initiation and a Maledict on top of that, that'll probably kill a CK, but that is a heavy, you know, a lot of resources will have to be spent to pull that off. And as long as those resources are being spent on Invoker, I think Spirit are happy with this.
Nyx Assassin setting up middle lane for level 2 Sunstrike is ready to go from W. But Iceberg's now back to full life. He did pop it out there and gets that read. And now they're still going to go for the play. And they make it happen. Maybe some cold snaps there to go. Summons the Elemental.
She's out of mana, rather.
It's not going to be enough damage, though.
Yeah. There's a Fairy Fire also.
Tanky early on. The double Wraith Ban and the Ring of Protection. Good attempt, but she's fine. But yeah, it goes back to, again, Invoker. He's overall not getting a kill right there. He's doing great. 18-4 now in the CS. How's that bottom lane looking? Venomancer, a slight advantage. 14-1, 11-8 Underlord. Down there. There's no kills just yet across the board.
Yeah, but Underlord actually has a level advantage. He keeps going for these bounty runes. He's about to hit level 5.
Yeah. Half a level higher than the Venomancer. You're using that Firestorm.
Yeah, he has an Arcane. He went for the rune as well, so Cheshire Cat's doing fine. It's not him that I'm concerned about. Again, I don't know if it's a good idea for them to leave this Invoker alone for so long. It's now 4 minutes in, and well, FNG popped his head out a little too much.
Well, he shackles and realizes that's a bad spot to be in. The Reality Rift pulling on the backlines on a Witch Doctors. FNG making it going down. It's not on it, but the Sunstrike even coming out. Gonna miss. However, the Impel secure the kill on a Witch Doctor, so they do take out Rasta. Big Nub's on the run now. Build in. There's the Chaos Bolt, Reality Rift. 1 more second. Gonna pull him in. Couple of auto attacks. Although Tusk, that Sigil, man.
Sigil.
That slows real. He's trying to juke. He juked it.
Nice.
Jukes the Impel. The Jard's also pushing him out. And Big Nub will actually escape. That was a very solid Tusk play.
Pretty sure he was meaning to cliff himself, but so the intention to juke to the right to dodge the Impel was good, but I'm pretty sure the Shards, he was trying to push himself down the cliff. It ended up just chipping him barely out. So either way, it works out, and yeah, well played by Big Nub. Although,
I see the shackles coming out. The Stormer will stop at the cask, now stopping further, although the Reality Rift still happens.
War Cry, man.
That and the cask still bouncing on the supports. Helps escape, actually. But yeah, it goes back to the War Cry, even level 1. It's, what are you looking at? Plus 5 armor.
5 armor.
5.
Yeah, Rift is dropping at -3, so you're still net positive.
Invoker did not have the Sunstrike ready, I'm guessing, at that point. Might have still just been coming off cooldown as well.
Right.
Has it up now, though. Iceberg. I don't think they're killing him. We saw what happened earlier. Perhaps one more to do so. In fact, Invoker. Ooh, they scan this, though. Well played. Scan the Tusk coming over.
And he has a point in Wex now. So if things get really bad, he can just invoke Ghostwalk and get out, because there are no dusts on the side of Gambit, and there are no sentry wards either. And so, like, this is another thing that you have to go for Invoker early on, because Invoker don't really like having to take, so you'll get either a point in Wex if you want to go for Alacrity plays, which hasn't really been happening since Alacrity got nerfed, and you'll have to Quas for the regen. And so, more often than not, anytime pre-level 5, Invoker's very vulnerable, because you won't have access to Ghostwalk.
And as you mentioned, with that 1 point in it, very slow, but able to Invis. Top lane, Okay, so Cheshire Cat's up here now, so rotation's happening. The Lord finding himself at the top lane. Sven's gonna go bottom. Seems like the Radiant side just content now on making sure to secure that farm on a Sven. Obviously, it hasn't been going as well, but back to the top lane actually. Snowball lane. Gonna be defensive right here. The Sunstrike will lane and sets up the inevitable kill on Cheshire. Yeah, the Ashar not enough for Big Gnome. Save the day, so. Underlord not tanking up, and actually Big Gnome's still in trouble. He got shackled even. And it's too much lockdown between these three heroes especially. What's up there?
Yeah, a lot of shamans actually just completely skip the hex altogether, and like oftentimes it seemed useful to get at least a value point in it, but now shackles are just like if you have a tri-lane situation and you're able to land the shackles, like earlier they were trying to go for shackle plays. It's just that Hack was pretty much saving Stormhammer exclusively to break that shackle channel. They weren't able to do anything. Once Dahak leaves, if Snowball is down on Big Gnome, then that means that anyone they find is going to get stuck shackled.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Sven, Mask of Madness in the works. So Mask of Madness, even with the nerf to it in the very recent patch, still again going to be an item picked up on such heroes, but as middle lane. Jackals do connect despite his leap attempt. The Sunstrike happening on top of the Impale in the final out. Another Fear Fire. The uphill attack though connects. And will secure that kill. Hell of an attempt from Iceberg, but not enough. That way right there. But yeah, going back to Sven, after the Mask of Madness, is still the SNY build, you think? Or is there another idea? Maybe does he need that blink to initiate with, or what?
I don't know actually. Against a CK, it's possible that he may go for attack speed and something like a AC, which is unconventional, but I think that like specifically they picked the Sun just to deal with the CK. And if you are, you know, picking your one position to be an other one position, or just like a in to the other one position, then I think you should itemize yourself that way. He doesn't really need a BKB, even though there is going to be like Venomancer and a whole bunch of crowd control coming out from the Rasta and Invoker, because I think the rest of Gambit are going to be able to create enough chaos with the Underlord and the Mirana and the Witch Doctor. I think they have enough spells to keep Invoker and Val busy so that Sven can just exclusively itemize for the CK. I don't think he's going to get it second item, but I don't think he should go for a Stange Yasha though. He should go for some late game oriented item.
Decision is made from Sven. The quarterstaff all that's needed to finish off the Mask Madness at least. And how are stacks looking? Got a double stack over here in the bottom set of Ancients, no stack currently in the top set, but it's something that the supports especially want to start doing more and more now. Mask of Madness is getting close to being finished.
Yeah, and FNG knows that. That's why he puts up this ward near the bottom Radiant Ancients. Now, Iceberg is kind of deep.
Oh, wow. He is really deep, but FNG cutting him off, trying to get Shackles up, you can tell, level 3. Not in time, though. Their shotgun response, the pit locks in the arrow stun on a Shadow Shaman, but he's just on the uphill. It's not the most comfortable spot to go to. Back to Sharkhead. He's been brought by Reality Rift. He's eventually going to fall. Big Gnome doing all that he could. Another pit of malice on Shadow Shaman, but he actually will escape with the TPN. Always want to fly. He wants to try to fly away. He's into a horrible spot. Sunstrike is going to get X. He got blocked just enough between the trees and his teammate. Good land there from ILTW on the Invoke.
Unfortunately, it was two melee heroes coming in. It was a Tusk and an Underlord, and so even though a pit into an arrow into another pit, which is going to be a disgusting combo moving forward, unfortunately Mirana was already too low and didn't really want to have to move back and stay on the enemy high ground, so she had to walk all the way down into the river and then come back to the mid lane, and by that time Shadow Shaman was able to back off enough. Cheshire Cat and Tusk were sitting around because they thought they could get the kill, but it was a little bit optimistic.
No Dark Rift just yet for Underlord. So unable to try to make a play with it right there. As bottom lane, Witch Doctor, he's the one that's pushing it out actually. I'm guessing Sven right here in Ancients, yeah. Ooh, they missed another stack there. Just was not far enough.
Tisk.
Yeah.
Still pops the god strength anyway. I respect it.
He's just like, I might as well. The farm out of this, so it's him and Chaos Knight on top. The CCK, he's 1-0-3 on top of some great CS. So that armlet is just about finished, and CK definitely here, especially with that armlet. We've already seen the damage that he can do currently. Now with that finish shortly, Spirit's going to be looking above, it feels like.
Yeah, but it looks like Gambit want to fight also, as Dahak's item of choice looking to be a Blink Dagger, which I don't really know if I agree with that, because like one of the issues that we saw in the last game was how Spirit, like they had their DK who went for a Blink Dagger, but then like Broodmother also went for utility items, and so they just had all this utility all over the place, but they didn't really have that much damage. And Blink Dagger is a completely, I mean, like it'll help you not get kited as a stun, but it won't help you deal any damage. And so I don't really know, as Sunstrike comes in, lands onto the Witch Doctor after a Vendetta initiation from Viper comes out.
Easy find right there.
Yeah, so I don't really know if Blink Dagger is the most optimal choice, but if Gambit are able to take advantage of it, like, that would be great if they can find a lot of vision in the enemy jungle. But the problem is you're dealing with a Nyx assassin, so more often than not, I think Spirit are going to be ones ganking Gambit than Gambit being the ones ganking Spirit.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, so I was looking at Ron here being like, okay, well, at least what is she going for to help with that? But she has a Mask of Madness queued up. I mean,
no one cares about her.
Yeah,
apparently.
Well, that's funny, because yeah, Mirana's definitely not a hero you usually see it on. And after a nerf especially, so...
I guess they have really a lot of confidence in Warcry. Like, Mirana's a hero that usually jumps into the fight. Maybe that's the plan. Like, she's in, and Sven blinks in, and then they Warcry with their Masks of Madness and just go ham.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Magnum, some roster wards, but Rasta, I don't know if he's going to be getting it. Trying to go for the turn kill, then yes, it won't. Reality Rift ends up securing it. So, a 1-for-1, and don't want to fight any of those Rasta wards. Radiant team will fall back. Mirana off in the Moonlight Shadows even during that fight. And gonna try to protect the tier top lane as much as they can. Cheshire Cat, though, makes his way to the bottom lane as... Oh, wow. I would check here. Okay. And he pushed that a little bit too far right there, and that Reality Rift. Pretty good range.
Yeah, maxed out first. Now they will begin to push. Phobos has maxed out Plague Wards. He has a Veil completed. And right now, Gambit are still waiting for a few items. Dak is about 600 gold away from completing his Blink Dagger, but again, like as soon as they complete that Blink Dagger, they need to go, because it's not a great item on Sven if you're not gonna get kills, because it's not gonna help you farm faster. Well, it's not really, and it's not giving you more damage.
Okay, she's not going to Mask of Madness again. She's Maelstrom.
Okay,
dead. Still plenty of attack speed, but not as much as the downside, of course. Mask of Madness would bring. Radiant scans this incoming gank here. Hawk wants to finish off the Ancients, at least gets most of them. The Ancient Black Dragons.
I see Big Numb.
He'll let it be.
They're just gonna go for it.
Oh boy.
Oh, what
timing. I don't know if that had to be coincidence.
No, he was just going for it because Mirana was TPing in, and then all of a sudden, in comes Nyx Assassin.
That's one of those you say you meant to do it. Underlord?
Cheshire Cat bot lane. They can't do anything now.
Not even worth chasing. Gonna walk right next to him. He gets out back to base easily. Dark Rift Power, gonna be on cooldown for another 2 minutes though. But yeah, he builds the Hood of Defiance himself, and gonna be perhaps try to go in that pipe ASAP. Side of Spear. You're dealing with a Venomancer on the other side, but they have one of those interesting makeups. Venomancer, actually, Sven did catch. That is a huge catch right there for Spirit. The one hero you really want to lock in, of course.
Yeah, that early Observer Ward that now just went down and was scouting at the Radiant Ancients has been keeping eye on Sven's farming patterns and saw that he was going in, and during this nighttime period, definitely seizing the opportunity in FNG with a great idea to go for the Serpent Wards.
As I was going back to, though, Venomancer, again, a hero just alone that, yes, it's good to have an eye like a pipe against, but then you're dealing with a Chaos Knight who's just all-out physical damage on the other side. It's also getting really good farm, so it's definitely one of those tough call games. I guess if you have Warcry to have to deal with that, goes back to Sven.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing a Greaves on Underlord as like a good middle ground, because you know, maybe regen against magic, and it provides armor as well with the mechanism itself and the aura. So I wouldn't have minded seeing that. It's possible that he just likes the regen, seeing as how Hooded Defiance provides what 6.5 HP regen per second, so it kind of helps you farm, and whenever you're laning, as they see ILTW, if they can get this kill out, great. What's wrong?
Perfect walrus punch.
Oh, he had it so close, but Gambit do a great job of staggering their spells. Now, Dahak's in trouble.
Yeah, they're gonna kill Dahak in response, so actually Spirit's still overall. We're pretty happy with it, and picking the big num on top of that double kill for Illidan. As they stuck around a little bit too long to make that kill happen. You see the Phantasm.
They got Cheshire Cat also.
Yeah, he didn't have Dark Rift, but even if he activates it there, you got that damage with the 3 Phantasm illusions. So much. The triple kill, the same for Chaos. And so yeah, the last lap definitely in favor of Spirit there with that exchange.
Yeah, great.
That be the bottom push.
And Illidan going for a Solar Crest like that. That is not something I see very often on Chaos Knight. But armor seems to be the name of the game. He's just like, oh, you built this Mask of Madness? You're willing to drop your armor by 7? Alright, fine. Or actually 8. Sorry, I forgot about the nerf. Yeah, you're willing to drop your armor by 8? I'll help you out with that. Solar Crest plus the Chaos, plus the Reality Rift, that's, what, like, minus 17 armor with both those is now a Walrus Punch with the Trine.
Whipping that impale right there, moving left and right is big dumb. They're trying to area, gonna be working out, but Dahak out beating it, Illidan, big kill to be coming. Cask actually stopped the TP attempt from immediately. Underlord TPing as well with the Dark Rift. They get 3 kills, all they lose is the Tusk on their side, fighting at a shrine. It seems like by now teams would have learned time and time again, it's never a good idea. The case there for Spirit. As they lose 3, including Illidan. I mean, that had to be a bounty kill, right? Yeah, that's a huge bounty kill. Unfortunately, Witch Doctor got it, but still.
We're talking about unfortunately. Always want to fly. Let's see an Aghanim Scepter coming out. You got that evasion up against what is the Solar Crest on CK. And if you get some bounces on those Phantasm illusions, let's go. Witch Doctor Carrot.
Yeah, you never know.
Tower is under attack.
But Sven now with that blink, now he's just gonna go BKB. So again, he really is content on just building. We can safely call this a mid-game build. Gambit basically wants the game in the next 10 to 15 minutes here.
Which it's getting tough. Like the window is closing. We haven't even seen Invoker participate in a fight yet. Which Invoker is keeping up in the farm with the Sven, and it's not easy to do as an Invoker. Granted, he had free farm, which is something that I had been kind of concerned about if I was Gambit, but still, like, he doesn't have ancient stacks. He doesn't have a built-in cliff. He's just going to where the enemy is the least focused, and he's keeping up in farm. He's gonna have actually an Aghanim Scepter very soon, in around like maybe 2 more minutes or so.
Snowball. In. There's the follow from Dahak. The quick kill on a Shadow Shaman as well as a result, but what caught and the Sunstrike to help secure. Don't even know if that was necessary. However, now he's being locked down, but the Cask again bouncing around. The Cask is doing a lot of work, it seems like, every time especially splits up, so he will fall 2 for 2 so far. Moonlight Shadows trying to help get away. Invoker the Fury brought this up from before, but now he's bringing the snap in. Tusk goes up the snowball though. Gonna roll in. He's gonna play with it. Gonna be locked up with the pin of Mal's. Iceberg wants to go to Nyx Assassin. Spike Carapace will stun him in return, however. And the Impale going to secure the Sunstrike is gonna land as well. Well placed by LTW to make that happen. 20 minutes in, and they go right to Roshan.
Yeah, that was pre-Aghanim Scepter as well. So now CK, he's gonna be dead for 20 seconds, but they're gonna drop the Serpent Wards, and LTW, this is what happens if you leave an Invoker alone for this long as now. Cheshire Cat's trying to go for a little bit of a distraction play on Scorking. I don't think we should go for this without the CK anyway. I'm surprised FNG opted to drop the wards because, I mean, CK's got so much Menace armor. He can take this Roche down way faster. Now FNG's tanking up Roche because he doesn't want his Serpent Wards to die.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to die either, so a tough place. But it's Sir Illidan's back now, but that delay was pretty solid.
Yeah, especially if he uses 2 of his spells outside the pit.
And Sven's porting back in now. You have Mirana coming up in 3 seconds, but they need to be careful not to overcommit to a defense here. Starcat going to be brought with the snowball. They're over the kill on Rasta, and now Mirana's back up as well. She's going to be DPing in. FNG falls for the kill on LTW on top of that. The Death Ward plugging down to Dahak. Picked up the Aegis actually, and Gambit in this fight at Roshan. Nixon's dad's going to fall in. He's left by himself all of a sudden. He was going to go down right here. That God's strength of Dahak. Double kill for Cheshire Cat actually, and now DK Fobo all of a sudden the last man standing. He did not have his poison up for that fight either, so it was going to be a bold attempt, but it pays off big time for Gambit.
That was just sloppy from Spirit. That was, like, the way they approached that Roche was there's a variety of issues with how they decided to go for that, and the main issue is that CK was dead, and if CK is dead, like, you don't really have the option of being able to take it down quickly. But like, Serpent Wars are already used, so by the time Sven jumped into the pit, which is, you know, usually like a suicide maneuver, either you get Roche or you're going to like just take the Aegis and die, but he kills the Invoker, and then he kills Roche, and then he gets the Aegis, and there were no Serpent Wards to stop him, so a little unnecessary movement from Spirit. If I have seen one trend in CIS, it's they don't really do clean Roche attempts.
Hey, it makes for some entertaining games, that's for sure.
True.
There's plenty of that. The series has a result, another case right here, and Gambit's up 1-0. And after that, find the net worth basically going back to even. Oh, they know Viper's here. The sentry's put down big. And what spider senses, man? He literally put it down right on top. And Rasta throws him on a war. He's trying to see the feeling. The start kill Sunstruck. May secure enough. Spreads the damage. Sven being near above.
Oh my god.
Kill the wards. Kill the wards. Kill the wards. He lives up high. Out of the dark grip as well. Make sure to get the hell out of there. He walks back in. He will go down. Poland actually as well on a weak doctor will get him out of the dark grip to secure the kill too. But the rest get out. The important targets, you could say, for Gambit.
And now mid lane, trying to close in on Iceberg here, but FNG doesn't have a blink dagger or anything. He just has Tranquil Boots and Windlace.
Much you can do there. How about Invoker, by the way? More action picking up. It's been hard to really focus on his build, but drums. He chose to go the drums instead of the rushing into the axe ASAP. This item's popular, man.
Yeah. I am a little bit surprised that he goes to that, especially seeing as how he was basically free farming more often than not. Well, actually, I don't know if he completed it first. He may have just completed the drum.
No, he 100% completed it first.
Oh,
I saw
did?
it before. Just didn't mention it. Yeah.
Why wasn't he using the charges? It's still got 4 charges on it.
Yeah. I think he might have got it like right before the whole Roshan sequence happened, right before that big fight middle lane, which set them into Roshan, and he used a couple more, but
maybe.
The thing,
yeah, it's a popular item, and it's never really been bad on Invoker. It's it's a good like tide you over item, because if it goes straight for the Agnum Scepter, then you've got like, you know, the point booster that isn't really doing that much for you in terms of farm speed, but the drum helps your right click out, and ILTW has just been going from camp to camp with alacrity, so it's working out.
To be fair, you mentioned why it's been using them. I will say he hasn't been in the actual fights a lot. He's just been throwing out the sun strikes from a distance. So activating the charges obviously is not going to really do anything about the teammates. So we haven't really seen a lot of Invokers in the fights outside of sun strikes, maybe cold snaps.
Right, but now that Aghanim Scepter, like, this is that fight in the Roche pit that they won on Team Spirit was pre-Aghanim Scepter. So now we'll see if ILTW, I mean, like, they're letting 2 tiers go, pretty much. And they don't push very fast in comparison, unless if you're willing to drop roster wards.
BKB though on Sven, and there's that AC you were mentioning earlier.
Oh, okay.
He inevitably is going to go if it feels like it's just too good of an item to pass up. They're going to get to your tiers, Dark Rift out. Meaning, does it cancel? Okay.
It was possible they may have gone for a cancel, depending on what the reaction from Team Spirit is. If he saw like 4 heroes approaching this tier 2, they may have just canceled it and gone for tier 3s.
Wow, he has a Guardian Greaves now too on Test Shark Cat, by the way.
Oh.
Does finish the pipe, a full Guardian Greaves now. Just gonna Crimson Guard next, and just get it all.
I love Aura Focus Underlord. Unfortunately, Vlad's has just never picked up as an item anymore, but Vlad's is also great on him. Especially when you have like a Sven on your team.
What about something like the new Aether Lens? Not Aether, Aeon Disc.
Oh, Aeon Disc. He doesn't really have any, like, more often than not I'll find Aeon Disc being picked up on Aura heroes who have like offensive auras like Shiva's Guard or Radiant or stuff like that. That's why I find Aeon Disc to be more useful on heroes. But right now he's got like so much survivability. He wants to be focused. He wants you to be like, all right, well, we're getting him kind of low. He doesn't want to get that Aeon Disc, and then both all of Spirits like, let's back off.
Don't mess up that idea. What about like Meteor?
Meteor Hammer. That's the idea that you should be selling, right? That's, I mean, like, okay, so, I mean, the route is 1.8 second. That's a 2.5 second channel on Meteor Hammer. You could, I mean, he could be pushing right now. Once he gets 25, he gets that Firestorm building damage. So, it's a lot of push.
I mean, I think the contest, the idea that is Underlord really could be looking to hit people. I mean, with the Atrophy Aura, he can hit pretty hard, actually, so maybe you don't want to be sitting there channeling something ability in the middle of a...
No, hit a mouse.
Just
it's basically trying to AoE.
Yeah. Again, I understand these are stretches, guys, but fun to see. Yeah. Anyways, they took out top tier 2. Middle tier 2 is also now in trouble, but Underlord can cut the TP. He can well play there.
And he gets out. He gets out.
Well, for now. Running.
And as
he's here, this hammer.
Oh.
But here, the arrow just misses.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Oh.
Done it. The
and Viper, the great escape. He's got another character ready.
Again, I don't think he's getting out of this one, actually.
Oh.
It doesn't. He lands an axe, but the task, and that should do it. Oh, maybe not. Forest Staff Maledict.
Yeah, he's got that. What a shame. Space created, though.
Has been denied.
Denied the bottom tower, though. Let them into that, at least.
Yeah. As you suspected, Cheshire Cat is going to be going for a Crimson Guard, so he's just fully kitted out to all the defensive auras possible, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, Tusk does have a gem, by the way, too. It's, of course, and just vision in general. Speaking of that, let's take a look at the vision. Pretty aggressive ward. It's more of like, not a Tinker ward necessarily, but an aggressive lane ward up here for the Radiant side. Dire team, they really have one in the jungle, but that's about to wear off, actually. So it's going to be a pretty dark map right now. Frankly, for both sides, actually.
Yeah, which
nighttime
might give Gambit an advantage as they proceed into a Moonlight Shadow. They could find Illidan, that'd be great, but Illidan's playing it very, very safely, which is great.
Yeah, he has that Heaven's Halberd now. I hear Underlord.
Radiant are scanning.
Dark middle lane. So he won't have that defensively. They saw him TP in there. That could be crucial as a fight could break out here soon.
If they even want to challenge this. Invoker is pushing the bot, so it doesn't look like Spirit Care.
We got Venomancer pushing the top, meanwhile. He's trying to finish that Mjolnir in full. Yeah, Viber, he knows that the gem's on Tusk now, so...
You need to start carrying. Gambit is proceeding to push up to tier 3.
But goes in almost like he knew it's just gonna wanted them to do that. The big burst on Piranha, though the Chaos Ariana could pull in. Gets the easy kill. That army, man, is doing so much damage again. The meteor thrown down. Somewhat desperate. Hoping to hit somebody, but they get out. Although get out, Underlord, he is gonna be tough actually. Yeah, it kind of goes, Dark Rift. And able to escape. Get to.
Yeah. No, Dark Rift definitely seemed like an issue because as soon as the Assassin initiation kind of failed, then immediately we're like, this is a lost cause, let's not fight this. And normally you would be able to Dark Rift in a situation like that, but yeah, well played by Biver to draw so much aggro and basically give Gambit nothing as Mirana and Underlord both go down. And Team Spirit could push this. I mean, they should just like park the Courier over Roche or something, because it could spawn potentially at the mid, or it could have already been spawned. They may have checked it, but at least after this tower, they should keep an eye on the pit.
Yeah, definitely in hindsight, thinking about what Gambit just did right there, it was a really ambitious play on their part to try to even push tier 3 or get tier 2 and fall back. I say that because we mentioned the Crimson Guard going to be finished soon on Underlord, let alone not even having the Dark Rift. You have BKB being worked on by Mirana trying to finish that. Sven did not have his AC finished. He's actually getting close, but again, didn't have that finished. They seem like pretty big items that you want, let alone abilities, going into an inevitable fight that you're going to take there. So
yeah, I think they were expecting all of Spirit to be planted up on their tier 3 high ground, but FNG was wrapping around from the dire jungle. ILPW was coming from the bot lane, and Illidan was the only one who on the high ground. And so Gambit was definitely caught by surprise. They did not want to take that fight. It was kind of a bluff. And they're baiting here. Phobos mid here.
Yeah, they check Roche, by the way, but it's not up for another 30 seconds. I don't have to do that. Sunstrike will scout it too, but Roshan just yet. Either side of the middle lane here to one another, as Bingham really is wrapping around, hoping to catch somebody, but Not going to be the case. Just going to get some aggressive vision. But again, Roshan's up very shortly. 10 seconds. Does this? Underlord?
I don't know if they're going to go on this. Looks like they are.
He's not the easiest target. Rasta works down. The meatball, everything being used. Glimmer trying to help save the day. It's not going to be enough, though. Malik picking up and take him down. Oh, that was his teammate. What am I saying? Anyways, Witch Doctor goes down, too. Out the Malik to open it. Land on an enemy, but... yeah, they'll lose 2, and now here's Roshan.
FNG's usage of Super Wars is like unlike any shaman I've seen. FNG is like willing to drop it in the most random situations. All other shamans, they hold on to it for dear life. Like, they will only drop it if it's in a team fight, if like they're about to die or if they've got the one position. But FNG is like, screw it, we see one hero here, let's just put down the Serpent Wards. That means that the rest of Gambit will not want to find us, even if they do have some kind of positioning on us. So FNG is very willing to drop it, and it's working out. It does kind of theoretically slow down whatever push they have, as now they're gearing up towards the high ground, and they're not going to have Serpent Wards for another minute. But, you know, maybe you wouldn't have even thought about it if you didn't win that team fight.
BKB is finished on Mirana. No buyback, though, because of that. Sven doesn't either. He does have his BKB. A huge Phantasm army. 4 illusions. Plenty of tower damage as a result. Chaos Knight. No, they actually give it to Invoker. They can just do Invoker. Not fit, though. Who got the cheese? Venomancer?
That's actually weird that they don't give either of them to Odin. I mean, yeah. So much HP, a cheese, or an Aegis, like, you get, what, 6.8k HP out of 2 lives, and he's got that evasion from Heaven's Albert and the evasion from Solar Crest. It's weird that they don't give it to him. Maybe they, again, are just bluffing pushes. They don't actually want to push that ground yet.
Well, speaking of what we were talking about earlier for Gambit, where they overdid it maybe a little too early, Art's coming for Chaos Knight. That's a pretty big item. They want to wait on the Octarine pour on Invoker. And the same story, I have Scotty even almost finished on Venomancer at 4,400 gold saved up. So they're in that spot if they want to come up. Who did they catch? That's CK! This is a big kill. 75 seconds. No, he does have a buyback, but death for 75 now.
Yeah, and you're going to use it. Dak still has a little bit of time left on this God Strength, and he hasn't used his BKB once since he completed as his 3rd item, so he has 9 seconds left on it.
Pushing in. That's finished my Underlord, by the way.
Oh, man, it happened.
For the guard. Yeah, Invoker, it's going to try to stall this. Nice wall put down. BKB pop on spam, but he's trapped in the wards. Those are great Wildstar wards right there once again. Gonna force retreat. Again, no Dark Rift to use it offensively, so cannot get out. They're not buying back Chaos Knight. The fact that they're able to hold as they did and not buy back.
Ooh.
Oh, what is Iceberg doing?
It works.
I mean, his team was clearly retreating at that point. They were already channeling TP.
That's actually his 10-second BKB, so if it was a 5-second BKB, I'd say go, absolutely go for that. But if it was a 10-second BKB, I don't think he needed to turn. But yeah, that's a fantastic hold. Not having to buy CK is huge. I thought for sure they were going to have to, but that ward trap by FNG, again, like, he sees like a split-second opportunity, he's like, yeah, screw it, I'm planting down the wards, I don't care. And not only was it perfectly timed with the Invoker Cyclone, but Creep Wave spawned immediately after, and so even once Sven carved out a small path, all the Dire Creeps are like, oh sweet, there's a Sven here, let's aggro on him.
You look at the levels, started adding up. We really haven't looked, frankly, as far as talent trees go, but yeah, Venomancer at this rate is going to be the first one at level 25, and guessing those plague wards leveled up as a result, and that much more annoying to push into. Oh, Moonlight Shadows with that smoke up. See it be taken off soon, perhaps. Both teams smoked up. They catch DK bubbles, but the initiation was there. They missed their chance, and now they're kind of rushing into the pit. Malifaux actually locking down, but 2 different fights going on. As Dogs dropping the Sunstrike hits, and the pinch is alarm. Chaos Knight does the jump to finish off. He's dead for 70 seconds. Doesn't fly back the ice wall. Gonna keep his old Cheshire Cat in place. The Dark Rift, not in time. Yes, it is, but no, Tuck does die at the fountain despite that.
At least they save his gem. He dies in the fountain, so the gem goes with him. But yeah, those are 2 heroes down. Sven has buyback, but he won't have got for 1 minute, even if he does buyback, so it's not even really worth it.
See ya, melee racks. Plus the range rack, so. Missing that initiation from bubbles there. have been a quick kill perhaps, but then that just really scattered the fight after it. Spirit advantage.
Yeah, I don't really know, like I was hovering over whatever detection or true sight that Dire team had, and they didn't really have anything. Phobos just either sensed it or he had fantastic reactions, because him being able to pike in the perfect direction also, it wasn't like just like a panic pike, it was a pike that was very well positioned and came back to the rest of this team so that, like you said, they could scatter Gambit. Sven does buy back, and it's enough to have steered back. They got, I mean, a third Rax was optimistic to begin with. They got 2 Raxes, and that's what they really expected.
Go for me.
Buyback. Losing 2 Rax, though, as mentioned. And now you can start to feel pretty comfortable for one team, actually. I don't know, look at that's going to be pretty hard to...
19k net worth.
Yeah, and all 3 top farmers in the game are on the side of Spirit as well. Including Venno. Venno's been kind of the quiet superstar for Spirit, I feel like, with this farm especially. He has just really been out there. He's 5-1-12 in this game. Top of that. And he's going to get a very late game Solar Crest. Not as Invoker catches Piranha middle, using everything at him. BKB will stop that damage down here, though. By breaking out, Tusk pops a snowball, gonna save his team. He's going for the turf cut from CK. No Phantasm Army, he's already used it. In the fight, Sven beating him down. The army is trying to assist. CK is still cutting away. Armlet Toggles that are kicking in too, and they're gonna get the kill on Witch Doctor. And CK is actually gonna manage to survive as they got the support eventually. LTW goes with the Hail Mary Tornado. We'll whiff on Marana.
That could have gone a lot worse. Spirit didn't have any true side because it was just cores down there in the fight, and so they were kind of just whiffing spells, trying to look for whatever they can, scattered, but, I mean, 19 net worth advantage, you see the effects. Even though they didn't even have all 5 of their heroes, they still come out and save their carry.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Top lane. Tier 3 tower. Pressure again, this is the difference between Mega Creeps. So the 3 easily goes down. Venomancer. In the way with the wards, as Rapta, his own ward is already down.
What an offensive force staff.
Catches Marana. She's going to be able to live with her Deadbolt loop. She'll survive, it looks like. But again, playing very defensive. Doc also popped the BKB and really couldn't do much with it. On top of that, you see Invoker, his level 25 gets the AoE deafening blast. Coming out the Sunstrike. Not enough lockdown on Cheshire Cat, though. But you know what? They're probably still going to get the victory as Mega Creeps spawning soon here. Invoker, Sven's like, screw it, we got something. Goes in, but with a quick Ghost Cloud. Gets away. There's Mega Creeps officially. And now if your Team Spirit, you keep full armor. LTW is actually going to die to the death blow. It looks like, yeah. He will eventually take down. And he doesn't have buyback, but
that's fine.
Again, it might not matter here. They now Mega Creeps to deal with.
Yeah, Sven is a hero that can deal with Mega Creeps, but you see that he desperately needs this MKB, so what is the total evasion? So Illidan has 40% evasion on top of 5k HP. So even if Sven does manage to connect, like the statistical possibility of him being able to burn down a CK and all of his illusions, it's basically unfeasible for him. And so he is not the anti-win position that I was predicting or hoping that he would be. And, you know, I don't really think that's necessarily a fault of him going for the Blink Dagger or the Mask of Madness, but this was Gambit's plan. They were like, we're going to win in the mid game, and they didn't. And now they're kind of hitting their heads against the wall at this late game stage, but this was bound to happen given the way that they built. Oh man,
now
Arcane, 100-second cooldown, hell yeah.
And he'll just catch to get the 4th Phantasm Illusion too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Initiation, FNG.
Oh, War Traps 1, Shackles the other.
And kills both of them.
I like it. Well played. Yeah, it definitely feels like overtime phase. I mean, Invoker's up in 5 seconds. And this is just going to be a final push of sorts of Team Spirit. They technically don't even really need to force this, but why not just put it into that game 3 ASAP if you're them. Gambit is hanging on to desperate hope here. Then down to 5 seconds BKB.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's tier 4 dead. Here comes the Alacrity buff. This wall's thrown down from Invoker. Turrican going to have a Dark Rift either, gets pulled in by the Reality Rift, and he's going to die shortly after the cold snap assisting with that dodge like enough time. They're trying to make a play, Deafening Blast coming out, and all of a sudden the BKB's going to be wearing off, and he has to simply run now. Buyback, man, they really are fighting to the end, aren't they? His Gambit here. They did not want this to be, but it is going to be Team Spirit. Nice stuff. Oh, and they do get Invoker as well as Chaos Die. Okay. Here we go. Gambit now push down middle. Let's go.
Let's get up in G. No, it's not about the game anymore. It's about the mental damage.
Have some minor victories here in the end.
Oh god.
That's around the creeps. The snowball will eventually connect though. It will do him in. So get the double damage room. Come on, storm down. Here, guys. Everyone has a buyback to Rasta, but
yeah.
Oh, I have a Roshan there.
So all of that, the fight recap finally shows up. It was an underlord buyback, 5 heroes died on Team Spirit. It was a 6.5 net worth shift, and even after that, Spirit are still up 18k.
Yeah, arrow will connect on Roshan. But they're going to be able to get Roshan here, and that's the refresher shard too. I don't even know who you really give that to. I guess
Sven
with the God String.
Yeah. So double God Strength, double BKB.
Aegis as well. Yeah.
Oh, Biver!
Did he steal something? The cheese.
He got the
It's the cheese. He jets on out of there.
Right. Moran got the shard. Alright. I mean, it may have just been, like, temporary, but... Yeah, they're putting in some work. I don't know if it's really worth it, but, you know, like I said, it's mental damage.
They are trying. Not into the bitter end once again, so you never know. Big cleave down that now with the the refresher shard and the Aegis. Thing still happens to be up, then can push off of that. But again, Spirit going into that last push, as I suggested, they don't even necessarily need to just go over the top aggressive here. They just let the creep do their work, take out the objectives on the map, including the shrine. They right there at the bottom, and now
I just hope they don't buy any items, because if Spirit don't have buyback, then they lose. That is still a very real possibility, but if they have buyback, then there's really no chance.
Free kill on Witch Doctor bottom line.
Dire are scanning.
Push off that. Down here up first. You have Chaos Knight in the army. Those are actually just loot.
Radiance
Phantasm to use, and there we go. Fourth losing off of that. Final stand around number 3. Coming out from Gambit. Sunstrike, Daha gets hit by it, but he's still alive. B is up. Gonna be wearing out short of those Rasta wards. Just trapping him the whole time. He's trying to kill them this time, but it's not gonna be enough. The Aegis is gonna be popped. Coming back up. Underlord is killed though. Tusk means the Sun stay alive. Okay, he's still alive. Glimmercape actually keeping him alive. Doc going down with the God Strength, and he cleaves down the Rasta. Goes back to the wards. Wants to those off, protect the Ancient as much as possible. Daddy Rich pulling though. Another Sunstrike, and that will do him in. He's at for 105. He has to fly back. He gets it very quickly as their fortification has come in. They can't be. You gotta give them respect. Fighting to the very end here. Trying everything, man. So much of teams would have just thrown the towel now. But I think this is actually I mean, they could have been beating the Ancient this whole time, but they want to get hero kills. Go for this. Couldn't get the rampage, so we knew it was going to be the result for a while there, but Spirit eventually does do it. And we got to get 3 on our hands now because of that. But the overall
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Radiant team pick.
Razor.
Dire team pick.
The undying waits.
Radiant team ban.
Kill snide.
Seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Yeah, these are openings that have not been documented before, at least not in this qualifier yet. TinyCK, weird opening, because that means that one of these, well, unless it's an offlane Phobos Tiny, but either way, neither of these heroes are really great mid, and so that already has me a little skeptical, because not only are they not great mid, but they're going to be going into an Undying, who is almost certainly going to be mid. Last game, Gambit had picked up the Tusk, and I had expected the Tusk to do mid, but instead they aggressively tried, and the Invoker just got completely free-farmed the entire time, and Invoker proved to be a big issue as the game rolled later. So hopefully this time Gambit put more of a focus on the mid lane, because again, TinyCK, both of these are pretty mediocre mid laners, and if you plop an Undying down there, already a strength hero is going to get that much weaker. So it's a bold opening, and they follow it up with an Ancient Apparition, which is also kind of odd, but still, at least he's like a somewhat meta hero.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah.
Dire team pick.
Gyrocopter!
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
At least they're stepping out of their comfort zone, which is something I usually welcome. It's still
remaining.
within like the realm of viability. I have no issue with ET as a 4 or as a 3, so we'll see. But yeah, Rubik is responded with Team Spirit, so the supporting cast, like there's a lot of potential with Team Spirit. Like Cold Feet has like so many ways to proc. You've got Telekinesis, you've got Toss, you've got Avalanche, you've got Rift, you've got Chaos Bolt. So that's great. And then once these heroes are kind of stuck in, you can, you know, amp up your chilling touch damage with an offensive null field, or, you know, just like there's a lot of synergy potential with Team Spirit right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, wow. I think Elder Titan is actually a fun hero in general, so I'm definitely excited to see it here. And you know, I think I've always been fairly impressed by the impact of the hero. We happen to see it, I also said, against the Chaos Knight specifically, a pretty good option.
Yeah,
Rubik,
ET is a hero that like either he has a quiet game or he has a great game. I never really see ET like lose a game for a team.
No.
He's always useful pretty much. Kind of like an Earth Spirit. I'll never see an Earth Spirit lose a game for a team.
Storm Spirit.
They take a while for the ban, but then they're very confident on the pick. They ban the Bat Rider to then pick the Storm Spirit.
So they're expecting this to be a support Elder Titan.
But, well, that, and then also with the Storm Spirit, again, it looks like Tiny's, like, unless they were in, well, I guess they could do like Tiny safe lane and Chaos Knight aggressive dual lane, perhaps?
5 seconds remaining.
Like, are they going to do like a 2-1-2 setup maybe here?
That's possible.
Course.
Although,
I feel like they have to.
the problem is that I think the Storm Spirit is going to need help also, because like I said, hopefully, well, actually, maybe if they don't send the Tiny mid, yeah, I think maybe this is a intentional idea to draw the focus off the mid lane. You pick the Storm Spirit, and that means that the CK and Tiny will be in side lanes, and Undying is the most effective against those strength heroes. He's still useful against the Storm Spirit for sure, especially if it's going to be a Razor mid, I'm guessing. So there is still like potential to send the Undying mid against a Storm, but he's most useful against these strength heroes, and so I don't know how they're gonna lane this. You could even do like a solo Storm Spirit in a safe lane kind of thing, depending on who Gambit chooses their offlaner, which may have been part of the reason why they banned out Bat Rider. Maybe they want to send Storm Spirit just to be like a safe lane solo, and Bat Rider would do a great job at zoning him out. Yeah, that's true. Actually, that Tidehunter ban is like, yeah, I mean, I would have banned it also. There's no way I would have expected Team Spirit to pick another core. And so Shaker's another hero that can contest pretty well in a one-on-one matchup. So I'm thinking it's gonna be, yeah, so Illidan does pick up the CK, and Phobos actually goes on the Tiny, so maybe it is a mid-Storm Spirit. But then, like, I don't know what Phobos is gonna do. I think he's gonna have struggles. Right. Looks like it's gonna be Cheshire Cat offlane Shaker. It's definitely different than everything else. Again, I feel it will come down to itemization yet again. Spirit have a very mid-game oriented lineup with the Tiny and Storm, but Illidan can definitely go late. And in the previous game with CK, Illidan was definitely gearing up towards late game. Like, he got an armlet first item, didn't even bother building a BKB, he went for the halberd afterwards, and then heart. So I really liked Illidan's itemization in that previous game, and I think he should go for similar itemization this game. On Gambit's side, I don't think they can win this late if they do go for late game. So they, as much as I've been saying that they should try to avoid building mid-game items, with this draft against Spirit's draft, I think you need to build stuff like Saint and Yasha on Razor, and Master Mantis is still fine on Gyrocopter, even though CK will probably tear you up. But still, I think you need to win this game in the mid-game if you're Gambit.
This game, at least on paper, that's what they ultimately went for, was that mid-game victory. And again, we're unfortunately unable to come through with that, but we're in this game number 3 in the first place. Spirit versus Gambit, the final game. Went on to the finals here of the CIS Qualifiers. Winner. Alright, so into the laning phase now. To hopefully get a little more of an idea and information on what to expect. It does look like that 2-1-2 setup is possible. Rubik is already down here, unless he's just simply here to ward.
I don't think you would go boots first on a Rubik who is laning. You need more sustain. This looks like almost like roaming, but I don't really know how effective that would be either. So, but I don't think Viper should just sit around in the lane.
We have the rune for now, but see Gambit, they're actually near their own tower. And being Undying, hiding over in the trees.
I don't think they want to show their lands.
Yeah, both teams I feel like are kind of like that.
Yeah.
Don't want to give away too much. Rubik, you're alright. He places the ward and gonna be blocking at least early. Storm Spirit. Still not the most answers to work with yet. He does have the stout shield earlier on, of course. Help him out ideally, but
yeah, at least he'll be up against two melee heroes down here as the supports. It's Elder Titan and Undying, so he doesn't really need to worry about ranged harass, which is one of the biggest issues for this zero armor Tiny. Yeah, and Undying heads mid, and it looks like Rubik is gonna sit around here. But I mean, Gambit come out way on top. Razor's untouchable for the most part, and if you slap an Undying in this lane as well, I don't even think Viper should spend time here.
Yeah, we've seen so much what an Undying mid especially can do. It's in the lane in general. And you see right there, the crypt goes up, or the link, excuse me, as well as the decay off the bat. So sure, they actually get some good damage in Iceberg because the lift into the tower range, but you would give Gambit the advantage here. That's where Westman goes, but yeah, Viper, he's going to stay here for now. Going to help his buddy out. Damage to them. And that means instead of having more of the 2-2-1 setup here. But though either team offlaner is playing solo, it goes back to, yeah, if you're Tiny, feels like it is going to be a somewhat difficult task. You brought up a good point. I mean, he's dealing with a melee support at least, but you see right here, missiles channeled, level 1 missile. Off the bat, they're going to get off.
So no rocket barrage to follow, but they'll get some damage.
Not going to be a kill. I don't think it should be, but as much damage as possible. Yeah, there. Very intrigued to see how that. I figure it's more levels too. It's just going to get worse and worse because, yeah, once he gets the rocket barrage, then on top of that.
And you've got easily set up with your stomp as well. Like, you set out the homing missile, and then you can just follow Phobos until he finally connected on, and then you start channeling your stomp. And he actually, Bignum sends his spirit to soak up a bunch of damage from the jungle camps, and now look at this damage. Plus 51. He basically has a DD rune right now.
He's hitting more than Tiny's doing with the tree, as far as hitting an attack. So
he actually did not refresh it. Could have refreshed it.
Oh, but, stop!
Nice and go.
Couldn't get the last second either, so good job by Tiny. Takes the bounty rune and TP's out, and actually might put a good his own bounty too, because other time thought he would have maybe just gone for it.
Yeah, but he went all the way back to base.
Still be there. All right, and then there's the top lane. CK, of course, understandably having absolute free farm, 13-8. Earthshaker 1-1. He starts out Tiny. He's gonna have a very difficult time. It's not much easier for Earthshaker, to be fair.
Yeah, this is whenever Earthshaker offlane was the thing. It's now mid lane. So you get really little one last auto attack with the static link. Actually, he didn't even have static link damage. That was just
plasma field.
all that decay.
He was decayed up.
Yeah.
That deceptive, remember, it's that life bar. It's like, oh, I have more than half life.
Right.
No, you really only have like 200 life because of decay. Catches him off guard there.
That's a great first. But yeah, whenever Earthshaker was the go-to offlaner, this is the last possible build you see. No points in Enchant Totem, but it got nerfed a little bit, and now Cheshire Cat has just been basically using Fissure to block his wave, and now he's trying to cut this wave with his boots, which is faster than FNG, and he's gonna get out, which actually drops the focus of Viver, but...
That makes it annoying. You see Cheshire Cat just ports back to the tier 2 tower. Right back in the lane, so small play from him, but Illidan is actually going to pull the creep wave now beyond his own tower and kind of responds to it.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
Sure to get the lane, so yeah, it's nice mind games going on here at the top lane. Teams 4-minute bounty runes are going to be happening. You see Cheshire Cat, he was trying to poke in there, can't get there, and now his own is also going to be stolen.
It's actually, I hope Viver stays here because now there's a double wave on the top. So Illidan has been, he bagged his wave correctly. Now there's a lot of dire creeps clumping up. And so if you're able to zone out this Shaker, then that's a ton of experience that he should be missing out on. As now Viver picks up a DD rune and always want to fly, duke it out.
He does have that tombstone now, the 1-1-1 build. Decides to go. But Iceberg, we kind of expected, 21-7 here in the middle lane. Dude's having a great time, but yeah, you see that double push you're talking about at the top lane now. A lot of push coming in.
Mid lane, I'll tell you again, Fairy Fire barely saves him.
I always want to fly, getting pretty low himself, but he does have the 12 starts again. Okay, and life to work with, so he'll be fine. Very close call again on the Storm Spirit. But at least Cheshire Cat's going to be able to soak up some experience here.
Yeah, he's able to get this experience.
Tiny Mean Bum, he's 3.5, doing a bit better than his counterpart on the other side. Levels go at least, and Cleo's farm, 8-2. Not too bad. So he does have that tree he can just go and whack with and even throw.
Right.
Maybe get some last hits. Manage there.
Although Bignum is only almost level 3, which is surprising. I would have thought that if you don't have to, like, either the Tiny should be lower level or the ET should be higher level. Because if ET is less experienced than Tiny, that's a bit weird. Because we saw how easily Bignum can zone out this Tiny. If you just get some Astral Spirit damage, this Tiny cannot deal with it.
I also find it amusing that Gyrocopter's talent builder, skill build right now. He's 0-2-0.
Oh yeah, what the heck?
He's,
well, maybe that's why. Echo Stomp connected, start putting those points in Rocket Bro. 3 points instantly skilled up.
Oh boy, that's a kill. 2 more seconds, another rock barrage. Chance. Yeah, so it picks up there in the end.
And now Tombstone was
meanwhile, top lane
dropped up. Farmed up by FNG.
It up a little bit. And the heal up actually might allow for the turn kill from Razor. Going on Ancient Apparition, there's trying, but at this point, you're just not worth popping it. The Tombstone heal definitely got that kill because they had to stick around a little bit longer to kill it.
Well, they didn't have to. As now, ILTW, he wanted to stick around for the shrine, but Iceberg did not leave.
Wow, and he saw that too. But by the time he did, I guess, it was just too late. Razor's just too fast.
Nighttime and then Plasma Field provides all the vision necessary for that auto attack.
Lock up and get a double kill for Razor. Not too bad for Iceberg. He'll go back to the middle lane. Continue that farm. Chaos Knight. Bit of a saving grace for Team Spirit. 3,600 net worth. We saw what happened last game from him as well. And he goes a different build, though.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I hope Illidan goes for a late game build because right now it may come back to bite them because the rest of his team is not doing well. Like Tiny is getting very, very little done. Storm Spirit is having a tough time in the mid lane. He's having to jungle now. So, you know, sometimes maybe you need to be like, okay, well now I need to be the mid game hero. Is now let's go down to an Avalanche top combo by Phobos. But he's going late, and he's gonna have to keep the pace up with Gyrocopter, who's going to go for Madness and So far, there is just a double stack on the Southern Radiant Ancients, and that's it. But there's still plenty of time for Gambit supports to build up a stack for this gyrocopter.
Yeah, so it seems like Spirit's adjusted now to the strategy to send Tiny mid to recover a little bit, and Store Spirit's just gonna keep him going. But by the way, Undying again, gonna be tossed up. Puts the tombstone down, Rip Peel as well, and Razor in the midst of it, Storm active, kind of at least TP's out to get away. Ancient Apparition is like, let me kill the tombstone first. That's not gonna work. Gonna go down, and Iceberg sure is dominating right now. They can just not deal with this Razor at all. At this point, they game at least. Toplin, what is this about? This is like game for the joke. The Fisher is a little bit funky. I think he still might have been in call-down range, though. Nice. Oh, the disjoint with the fantastic army. He's going to go for the turn because I'm taking you with me. It's not enough, though. The Rock Barrage auto attack to take out Illidan from Dahak there. So a close call on return, but the rotating gyrocopter ends up working it out, and they take top net worth on the other side.
Yeah, that's great. This is actually something that we have not seen from Dahak very much. It's this kind of early rotation from any of his one position plays, but this game he's switching it up and definitely took Spirit by surprise. There's no way that you would expect that, especially since Tiny has kind of been in the mid lane. You assume that Gyrocopter's probably off farming the jungle if you haven't seen him on the map in a while, but no, he was moving, and they made a very, very quick movement onto the CK before anyone could be like, has anyone seen Gyrocopter recently?
Yep, he's top lane killing me. That's what the CK's response was. Elder Titan, top lane. Sitting up here, comfortable with the Earthshake here. Although these are melee heroes, they in a sense are ranged because of the reach they have, of course, with their abilities, but they're not going to dive the tower. Worth it right there. Pull back, Gyrocopter ports to the bottom lane. He gets a tree thrown at him, but almost got that Mask of Madness, or it's at least on the way. He got the quarterstaff purchase. He's looking pretty good. Yeah, back to Razor. And intrigued to see what he was going to go for with the early item build. Obviously, Drums has been a very popular choice in general on Razor. Right now, though, he has the hood queued up.
Hood. Yeah. I think that's okay. Something that I was considering, maybe that Iceberg build later would be a Blade Mill. I think a Blade Mill could be pretty effective this game. But I like the idea of going for something survivability, because he is so inherently high level right now that to convert on this and to be able to get kills on the CK and other heroes, you just need to stay alive, because all your damage is going to come in through Static Link and Plasma Field and Eye of the Storm. You have so much experience that you're able to get these kills. Now Viper, yeah, that rocket, it's not going to connect, but the Decay almost dropped his HP low enough.
And now here goes the homing missile.
Unfortunately, it's flat damage. I missed the days when it scaled.
Did it really?
Oh yeah, that was one of the biggest things, is to max out your homing missile, and normally people just walk away from it like that, but it used to be like 500 damage max, and it had like, I don't know, 2,000 units of distance traveled, but now it's just flat damage at all levels.
So Rubik just absorbs on out. Back towards the middle lane himself, trying to finish his arcane boots, but the middle tower going down in the meantime. That Hooded Defiance finishes here, discussing, and 1,000 gold already saved up for Razor, so he really is just turning it on. Farm goes, but Illidan, despite that death earlier, he's doing all right too. He's still second in net worth against the hand of Might Televic, but as I say that, he's in trouble now. He does have Phantasm, Reality Rift level 4. Maybe use that to help get out of here. Echo Stone, it's going to not be in range. So close, it's such a large radius. Homing missile's also going to be late. And, I mean, I guess sometimes the best strategy is just run. And that's what Illidan did right there.
Yeah, CK's a fast hero, 370 move speed. But Dak's being very active. I'm glad. Although, the flip side is that he's not really focusing on farming right now, and so, like, Ancients aren't being stacked. Actually, Ancients are being stacked. There's no a stack, so Gambit supports are actually doing a lot more than I expected them to be doing.
Iceberg, normally when he's this far pushed up by himself against Tiny Rubik, you figure, oh crap, he's dead. Nah, he didn't even have to use Hooded Defiance. Just walks away with the phase boots. Not nearly enough damage because of how underfarmed really the Tiny is. Underleveled for that matter. At this point of the game. So, but yeah, the active play at Dahak, you mentioned with the Mask of Madness, that was an interesting play from CK, by the way. He actually popped Phantasm to avoid the homing missile again, and then he just TP'd out himself, and now he's at the bottom lane. And just trying to make sure to keep some kind of good farm going, because he knows how much his team is relying on him right now. Keep that up, but that'll be a top tier 1 tower kill now. And a lead about 1,000 overall net worth lead for Gambit, to be fair.
Yeah.
Good for them, but
Always is posted up this bot lane. They want Illidan to push into this, and they see these two storm illusions. If he had just sent one, I wonder if Always Wanna Fly would have been baited by it, but they're backing off. They scan out the Undying. They don't know how many heroes are down there, and so they're just gonna be like, whatever. There's now a top lane call down. FNG. He's in the tree, so they don't know. Others they do know. Oh, but gets out.
barely walks away from your splitter. Middle lane, Aether. Do a little bit of damage to Phobos as he TPs away though. A counter tool to a Razor. A solo kill at least. But yeah, that ancient stack you were mentioning earlier, pretty massive stack here at the bottom side at least. Looks like Jarkov is starting to head back now, and would be surprised to see him do it very near future. To start to shoot up that net worth chart. Razor's just comfortably sitting mid. I mean, why would he go anywhere else? It's still continuing to work for him, even despite the tier 1 already being dead. He's still getting plenty of farm here. Way to a Yasha, which actually he's able to purchase in full now. Have delivered, so maybe gonna do agents as a team, stack it.
No.
Time perhaps.
Ice Blast misses on the bot lane, but it's Illidan's getting crits galore right now. One more hit.
A-bomb form. I always call it A-bomb. I don't know.
What is it?
Flesh going.
Who was the hero in Han?
I'm undying. Well, there was no equivalent. I don't even know where I'm getting A-bomb form from.
Oh yeah, what the hell?
I just feel like it's like an abomination that, like, it makes sense. But anyways, Cheshire Cat. Where did he die? Wow. Way up
Top
here.
one. Farming a little bit too aggressively. Looks like LTW finally is willing to start to use Ball Lightning, as now the rest of Radiant are pushing out bot. Illidan does not get the lucky proc on the Phantasm Illusion.
Gonna go. Elder Titan, man. Get some lucky crit procs.
Dude, I'm right. Like, I mean, the crit doesn't scale with levels, but still, 12% is not. It's not 17%. Let me tell you.
No.
And now Invis tiny with the Invis when they see that farming in the jungle.
That's a kill. Easy kill,
Freebie.
really.
Wow.
Yeah, this ancient stack is still here, so it seems like
Well,
a bit.
no one on Spirit can take it, so that, at least that's good for them. They can block it, but Phobos is way too underfarmed to be able to do anything about it. At least they'll block this one.
Gonna try to stack, but yeah, they're gonna get so it doesn't. The point I was gonna get is like, maybe they gotta do it soon though, and not only if anything to make sure they don't take it, but really accelerate yourself that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh wow, going in. Iceberg is at least gets tossed away, but again, he the hood. The stomp does connect to the tiny, and that'll be the initial kill for him. Like a kill streak indeed for Iceberg.
Yeah, so both games. Oh man, he actually can definitely get this kill. 1, 2, 3. Ice Blast connects while Dahak is farming these ancients, but the Tombstone is tanking up all the aggro, so Dahak doesn't really get the low. And there you go, finally getting that acceleration. Both teams have vision on this high ground area, and neither team knew that the other one had vision. So Gambit is obviously like, well, they have the high ground, so they know that they can see us, but they don't know that we can see them. And immediately Razor goes in. Tiny tries to toss him back to break the stack link, but Undying wisely moves forward at the same time, so the toss doesn't really get that much distance, and they get the kill on Rubik and Tiny.
There you go, for Gambit at least. Get the ancient stack and some kills at the top, and then now Iceberg too, and SNY is just about finished for him. To go with that early Hooded Defiance, Gyrocopter, his own SNY. Very similar builds. SNY at least is going to be the popular choice for the cores of Gambit, and you were mentioning this, the draft in fact is the lineup that's going to want to win in that mid-game stage, and we're kind of entering that now, to be fair to say, and SNYs are, I think it's great items for that purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. And, oh, what the hell? ILTW is free.
Oh no, we still got hit. Yeah, you're just like, where do I go? Where do I go? Zapping around.
Holy crap.
He actually will escape in the long.
I can't believe he lives through that. I didn't even know that Earthshaker had a blink dagger. He didn't either. There's been so many like unintentional dodges this qualifier that we've seen of teams like, I'm gonna go farm this creep wave, and then suddenly dodge all this initiation. He gets just barely. That's huge actually, because if he had gone down, that like he's trying to recover so hard, and it's working out. He got that kill on Earthshaker earlier. They go trying to return the favor, is now top lane. We see Illidan taking a fair amount of damage.
And the reality rift pull up the button. Now CK, is he in trouble? The armlet toggle, Fateful put out as well, mitigating some damage. Eventually the homing missile connects on top of that. Gets that goes for Turkilo, and double kill as a result of it. Big Num put in the stop out once again. Maybe take out CK. Yes, he punches him once and he does secure. It's a 500 punch. Big Num is going to take out Rubik as well, so that damage. And Tiny returns the favor though. He says, you got big punches, so do I. He whacks him with the tree.
Dude, what did Razor do? Oh, he's in the mid lane. Iceberg has just been chilling. He's had a team scroll like for a while, but he's just been letting the rest of his team kill each other. When like, well, I mean, in the end, after it goes down, Spirit are definitely happy with that. Yeah, CK also goes down, but I think it's more important for Spirit to stem the flow of this mid game dominance for Gambit.
Yeah. Spirit talk about his recovery journey. Actually, it has been really good, and back to again the fact that he lived earlier and now allows him to have a full Bloodstone finish. Well, and the Kaya queued up to be purchased next, so the next couple of minutes are going to be really crucial right now, because as usual with Bloodstone, can he get more charges with it, or will he die and thus it starts going downhill? Coming up soon, Smoke. Spirit,
underneath the Radiant Ward, so
true.
They know.
And they're setting up for the response. Wrapping around, gonna go in, picking up, gonna be the target of choice. Tombstone, yeah, Star Spirit, get the hell on out. Yeah, he realized this hit's not worth it. AA and Rubik picked off. Storm, oh, the homing missile hits because of the fixture. Echo? He doesn't have Echo. If he had Echo there, maybe.
Yeah.
This is coming up good on that 5 more seconds when I looked at it. So he escapes, but
space creation
aspect.
Yeah, and meanwhile Tiny was farming in the top lane, Illidan's farming, and Illidan is he gets lucky. Oh wait, no, he has level 2 points of Phantasm now, but not gonna be able to push as Iceberg does show up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower
Tiny,
is under attack.
Drums purchased. That's a Shadow Blade that he's working on at least. Already has the Shadow Amulet. Tiny, just like Storm Spirit, the journey of recovering. I mean, he's actually not doing too bad, especially compared to the other options. As I say this, cast his curse, unfortunately for him. And that's going to be stolen now a little bit. Monster kill streak now for Razor as he's 8-0-1 already in this game. 2,600 more gold saved up. Man, Iceberg just not stopping here. It's progression. What does he get next? He has something queued up so we can play the guessing game now.
It's true. I still think
is that necessary.
I still think Blade Mail wouldn't be bad, but I don't know if he should go for it. Shiva's Guard is definitely not something that I was going to predict, but it's useful against CK, and he is the most farmed. And so if you need to itemize against one hero, it should probably be CK, because Storm Spirit, yeah, he's going to be able to deal some damage moving forward, but I think you're going to be able to keep him under control with the Gyrocopter and the Earthshaker. So CK is probably going to need the most focus from Razor, and I can agree. Oh, well, and now he changes this to BKB.
I was gonna say, yeah. Changes it up, though. Just suggest that, just saying.
He did.
However, that means that level 20 talent for Chaos Knight's going to be pretty important, too, though.
Right.
Piercing spell immunity with the Reality Rift.
Yeah, it also means that Iceberg's BKB will be down to 5 seconds. One of the things about mid-game strategies is sometimes you need to be able to roll the dice on not building BKB early, because like if it does go late, you'll still have a chance because your BKB will be 10 seconds whenever you finally do decide to build it. But if you build it early, then you really are doubling down on the fact that you're going to end the game early. Otherwise, once this guy's BKB is down to 5 seconds, Storm's going to be doing so much more damage, Tiny's going to be doing so much more damage, and AA Ice Blast is going to be a bigger concern for a Razor.
Kaya's finished now on Storm Spirit. He's 1-2-0. Not a sexy stat line right there. But now with a Kaya as well as a Bloodstone, full power treads, he's kind of hitting a spike himself now. Potentially.
Yeah, and I don't know why Gambit are giving them so much time to hit these spikes. I guess they finished both BKBs, so Dahak is about to finish his BKB, and Razor's about to finish his. But once they get that, like, you need to stop stalling, you need to just go.
And CK is going right into the heart as well. He just hit level 15, so he gets the 15 strength, but the heart on top of that, and he's going to have 3,500 plus life.
Yep.
He has that finish, feels like. So, it's going to be much more difficult to kill, let alone doing plenty of damage. They smoke up around the Razor. I don't think Spirit's really interested though in jumping him. I mean, see on the mini map. Instead, they'll just push out middle lane now. We go for the tier 2 tower.
Iceberg's BKB is coming in on the courier, so I don't think they're gonna go too crazy. They're just waiting to see what response shows up, and Gyrocopter is checking. He hasn't finished his BKB yet, so they're really expecting no response from Spirit, and I mean, this is not a fast push. No. If you only have one hero whipping it.
No link damage.
Yeah.
Not the most threatening right now.
Both teams are just waiting. Spirit is pounce on this bot lane if anyone ever responds, and meanwhile, the Gambit is trying to make moves on Phobos, but like, who cares if you kill Phobos?
Oh, get him! Well, they're definitely gonna kill him. However long it takes, and Ice Blast is gonna hit on a couple of heroes at least.
Are they?
Oh my god.
Oh man. The freaking courier delivered his Shadow Blade at that very moment, and I don't think that he was holding the amulet on himself. I think it was just a full thing. Meanwhile, Ice Blade is being ruled in FNG to get that kill, but I think you're really happy with your Spirit right now.
I was gonna say,
especially if you can kill this Iceberg also.
That's where you buy detection right off the bat as they do that right there. Iceberg gets tossed back in, however, pops the BKB, which just got the Soul Red Peel as well, and he'll be fine. That's the 10-second BKB, however.
That is the second BKB. Dude, Spirit are getting away with so much right now.
They can go back in. Up at the top lane there.
Yeah. Oh, slam.
Is that the best target? Can they get the kill? He's tanky. Doesn't have the heart just yet, but he's still the Reaver. Plenty of tank. The Splitter coming out, but Illidan will just walk away and he's in the link. Not enough damage for Iceberg to finish the job. He does 157 plus damage, but his whole team in himself is running now. As Storm Spirit joins in and gets a couple of charges on Bloodstone as a result. So, yeah, Spirit really feels like they're getting away with murder right now. And they actually have a lead now. 2,000 net worth lead.
Yeah, and it's only gonna get worse. Because Rubik has now completed a Blink Dagger with all this farm that he's getting. It's coming in the courier for him. As you said, Storm Spirit is getting more and more Bloodstone charges. He's up to 16. And they couldn't kill a CK before he completes the heart. And that was what's great. That's like the best case scenario. You initiated on him when none of his teammates were around. You slammed him with a lot of creeps surrounding him. And oh wow, Dak uses what the heck?
They misclick.
Okay.
Unless I caught that coming to the last second. Unless he thought Tiny would be by Shadow Blade, or I'm not even sure how he got low in the first place. To be fair, it might have been react. I'm honestly not sure. So, but because Tiny was in the area with the Shadow Blade coming off cooldown.
Okay, let's go with that. So both 10-second KBs are now down for Gambit. So that's a bit of a shame.
Seconds, still pretty good, but yeah, now you have a heart finish in full. We just saw how even with Prime Initiation, they still were not able to do enough damage to kill him. And now he has 3,600 life, as we were mentioning earlier. That's what's going to be around. So, got that. Storm Spirit, the Orchid, much more offensive power happening soon. And then even Tiny. I mean, hell, Tiny right now drums Shadow Blade alone, and he's even in the position of 1 core. Like, these two items in itself, 20 would be pretty bad, frankly, but the fact that he's the offlane Tiny, you have to remember.
Yeah.
This is actually great.
It's far way harder than Shaker is, which is understandable, but Shaker, like, the gap is only going to get wider as Radiant do scan out Phobos, but they don't have any detection. Oh, actually, they do have detection, but they don't have sentry wards, as Iceberg gets another solo kill. ILTW wants to turn it around, but you can't go into a Razor. Storm Spirit.
Razor's getting a lot of solo kills. He's not usually a hero that does that.
No, he's not.
Let's see if they're still running after Tiny.
Phobos.
Okay, he is. Earth Splitter. Here, I like how people just melt when Splitter happens.
Yeah. And now ILTW duking it out with Iceberg. Dude, Iceberg is just up to his own thing. Yeah, the beauty of Splitter in these situations is that it scales. So Tiny is a strength hero, CK is a strength hero. It's always going to do 40% of their HP of damage and 50% once Earth Splitter's maxed. So against these strength heroes, it definitely just shreds them. And Gambit are going for a Roche, but it's going to get scouted out.
Nice splash, pretty good. Deter. Gets 4 heals right there. Illidan is on him.
He does not have the BKB.
And no Phantasm either.
Yeah.
Oh. Storm. Oh, Storm going for the kill at least. Ramp Peel at the last second. We're not going to stay alive a little bit longer because of that. But no, eventually we'll go down. However, they get Roche on. And Dahak picks up the Aegis, catching ILTW. Zapping over the ledge, though.
Yeah, everyone was just like, sorry, ET, you're it was a worthy cause, but you're just the collateralists. They all just watched him die. All they wanted to do is just confirm the Roach went down. It does. They give the Aegis successfully to Dahak Gyrocopter.
But now what do? Got those BKBs.
Yeah.
You have to make a play in these next couple of minutes. It feels like there's still tier 2 towers up even. You have to at least get some of these objectives if you're in Gambit. Or else this game's gonna go on longer, and that's only to the benefit of Chaos Knight, as well as the Storm Spirit even. Spirit, so Gambit these next couple of minutes are gonna get very crucial for them. Determined to do. Razor. As Shiva's is probably gonna be an item that they want to have before they make these plays. And Shiva's is going to be pretty good against the CK.
It's true, but it's going to take him like another 2 minutes to complete that item. And so that's 2 minutes off the Aegis, and it's 2 minutes more that Illidan continues to farm as he has a plate mail of his own, mostly going for a Assault Cuirass as Cheshire Cat doesn't find him, and is pinging. No one's going to help him.
The guys quickly come. What do they do? I mean,
buy BOT2s now.
Yeah, just go. That wasn't happening, so he gets away. But I'm also noticing how Illidan's not afraid to use the Phantasm Army.
Illidan's just not afraid in general. Look at him moving up. If they continue trying to farm his Phantasm, he was just going to go and kill them. But this has been like the new trend with CK. Like if you watch generally carry players, it used to be that you don't even skill up Phantasm at 6 because you're just so, you know, like your illusions are very weak. But these days people are like, you know, whatever, the cooldown's long, but it accelerates your farm, and so a lot of times you'll see Phantasm used to push out lanes or take Ancients while you push out a lane. So it's seen as a farming tool as well as a team fighting tool these days.
Gyrocopter. That's gonna have a splat cannon, trying to farm that butterfly. But again, this, especially if they're gonna wait for that now, it's gonna be a little bit longer before Gambit's gonna feel comfortable actually going for some objectives here, and it makes that Aegis pickup not really that great in the end. But as I say that, they are kind of just pushing in the middle, so maybe they realize the situation, and they're gonna find Rubik, who actually stole the Pulse Nova, but that's just gonna be a little bit of damage coming out before he'll die. Yeah,
that's unfortunate. Dahak had just turned on Rocket Barrage as he was walking into their area, so no chance for a blink out on Rubik. Otherwise, you may have been able to react fast enough. But there's a slight wraparound with Phobos, who's invis.
Yeah, this is awkward because there's only
Radiant Ward can see up to there. He's gonna back off.
But I was going to say, I mean, Earthshaker as well as Outer Titan are both at the bottom lane. So they don't have their initiation right now here in the middle. So this is a very iffy push, but
let's see.
Ice Blast. 90 is going in. It hits on both. The tier 2 tower finally does fall, but here we go now. Link is put up on Tiny. That's a 4-step away, could not get out of range, so that didn't even happen. The homing miss, we saw it happen before after a chase of DK Phobos. This time it should result in a kill at least, and they do make it happen. And now this rotating over, that would be Storm Spirit with an Invis route.
Oh, I mean, that is really, that is ballsy as hell right now.
It's a ballsy move, especially when they were trying to find a Tiny that whole time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, okay, he's gonna make his way to the shrine, the homing missile eventually. Oh, nice disjoint there. And the shrine.
Oh god, always want to fight last man left standing. He's gonna go down.
Stop lane. There's that fantastic army. The Earth's happening. Back out to the point, but the BKB used, but the Hawkeyes get the hell out of there. Going to try and kill, but the Aegis popped as a result. Razor's dead though. Very uncoordinated from Gambit. It feels like that goes down though, coming out from Cheshire Cat. Big enough trying to pull it up with an extra stop himself, but it's just not enough damage. They lose a gyro. All the damage is gone.
He's
and they're trying to run. The rest of the supporting cast didn't know he's gonna get caught. LTW finishing him. It's you gotta get credit to for sure, but man, Gambit just seems so confused on what to do.
I think they're thinking too hard about these things. Like whenever they were going for that mid-tier 2 push, like you said, like Shaker and the Elder Titan were like in the bot lane doing their own thing, like waiting to get a pick on someone, but you had the Aegis. Why would Spirit be trying to like do something tricky like that? And instead, you know, they were spread out. They tried to react onto Illidan in the top lane, but John like walked in with like half HP, and now Another Ice Blast coming in.
And they don't even have Gyrocopter. Iceberg's just trying to man mode right here. Bot back from the from Cheshire Cat pretty quickly, but he'll an apparition, and they will be able to hold here at the top of their base. They save the melee racks, which of course is important. They lost tier 3 though.
Yeah.
Drones are now exposed. A minimal casualty for Team Spirit, and they're going to reset. I mean, CK is going to pick up that AC now, most likely. And by the way, he's level 22, so he pierces spell immunity now. Storm Spirit's level 23, the highest level in the game somehow. I mean, this guy's completely recovered and more. So,
I mean, he hasn't died since he got that Bloodstone completed, so
true.
LCW has been doing a fantastic job of making sure that, I mean, this is what happens if you let these heroes go to the game, and I still disagree with the idea of BKB on Razor and Gyrocopter both at the same time. Like, if one of them goes for the BKB, then someone still needs to be useful in the mid game, but the problem is both of them went for this item, and now, what, Razor's BKB is 7 seconds, Gyro's BKB is 8 seconds. You're seeing like AA get successful shatters on these heroes. BKB wouldn't really help, but like, you know, the ticket's still relevant. I don't know. This game is getting nigh unwinnable for Gambit.
Feels like it. Start hitting level 20 marks just going around and in the talents. Pretty much the expected ones, really. On Gyrocopter and Razor. Chaos Knight, as we mentioned, and then Storm Spirit again. He's level 24 now, even. He decides to get, I mean, overload piercing immunity. Might not be bad considering the BKBs, but we've also seen the static revenant, so fun that can be. Top over here, I should say, of the ancient area. Iceberg going in, pops BKB, but again, can still go through. Remember, in fact, he pulled him in. Now looking for a turn, called out. Has to run. Or wants to keep running at least. DK Phobos, he's just waiting for the time to be to wear off. Avalanche is going to miss everyone. Actually, Ice Splash coming out, also missing because of the BKB. But there's Scythe on Gyrocopter now as soon as the BKB wears off. And he's going to die shortly after, most likely. No, the sword for the last second. Not enough. He eventually goes down. Right there. Illidan's still on the run. Homing missile connects. Is dying. And Cheshire Cat couldn't finish the job. Actually gets a double kill out of it. A huge echo slam from Cheshire Cat. But now you have Storm Spirit still to deal with 24 charges on that Bloodstone. He gets a triple kill. Make it 25, baby. Let's make it another couple as well. As a toss, Razor gonna be slowing down just enough. The bottom attack gets the ultra kill. 26 charges of Bloodstone. Mid-fight, I mean, that was hard to really determine how that was going to play out, but we saw ILTW is still full life and zapping around like, oh yeah, he's going to clean it.
Yeah, before that fight, Spirit had basically like a 10k net worth advantage, and that was what was being flexed. ILTW having that cheap stick, being able to sheep up Gyrocopter after that, you know, BKB, like we said, you build it early on, it's going to start ticking earlier on. There's only 2 seconds shorter than a 10-second BKB, but you saw every second matters, and ILTW got the sheep. Gyrocopter very quickly died underneath it, and after that, he just basically had free reign over the entire fight. And props to Cheshire Cat, though. He was holding onto that slam, and if the net worth advantage wasn't so bad as always want to fly, they get the root off, so ILTW maybe, yeah, he's not going to go for it. But yeah, so Cheshire Cat was holding onto it, and if you weren't 10k net worth down, then that would have been a game-winning Echo Slam. Well, not game-winning, but it would have been a huge Echo Slam, but they're just too far behind, and Gyrocopter can't even survive as ILTW dodges the Echo Stomp.
He is dodging a lot right here. He also dodged the homing missile initially. The Air Splitter will catch Rubik. Kill him off at least. I think he stole Flag Cannon. That's the ability you want to be stealing. Undying
doesn't even want to finish the job. Oh.
Cheshire Cat. He'll catch it, maybe. What? Maybe.
Yeah.
Got a blocked in there. Alright, so and a little bit of a win there. That's the kill on a Rubik, but I mean, you look back at the base, they still have all their racks, so there's definitely still fight left in Gambit. Now down to 2 tier 3 towers. Spirit figure once again gonna reset. Storm Spirit with the full Bloodthorn now finished, so we'll go with that scythe that he just got up. He did go the overload pierces immunity, as we were talking about,
which I think makes sense. More often than not, I'll see the round be taken in whenever you're down, whenever you're up. Well, I mean, like, it's all situational, but there are heroes that have spell immunity and they have all X's. That's usually the situation in which auto remnant is the best.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Hawk would like to finish that butterfly. I've seen him working on it for a while. Goes back to that time.
Not even know if it'll matter that much. Like you said, the Bloodthorn is completed now on Storm Spirit.
Yeah, Scythe and the...
I'm actually kind of surprised that Illidan didn't opt for the Halberd this game. I feel like Evasion would have been pretty good against this Gyrocopter and this Razor, but he decided to tank up. The armor is helping out his entire team, and especially have a Tiny who, as we all know, has 0 armor. It's pretty useful. Big leap from Illidan.
Undying just gets picked off quickly. He drops a tombstone if he dies, but it doesn't matter unless that's the talent. Anyways, BKB activated by Iceberg. He's going. Takes out Rip. That BKB is going to be wearing a flood of that, but he'll get ready to flood it with the reality Rip. None of them closed up initially. Cancel finally comes out, but there's another Echo Slam. Trying to turn the time of the fight. Rubik popped back, by the way. DK will survive as he's signing out. He goes again. Hits range for 1 time, 2 times, those a 3. And the finish from Ancient, or IMTW actually at the last hit credit right there. So still going in. And Dahak, the toss on Ancient impression. Not enough damage, though, to take him out. LTW would like to finish him, but going to be a little bit too far. And so instead, they'll have to make their way to the racks. But 3 heroes dead, including Razor, and he does not have a buyback now. 65 more seconds.
Yeah, and if they did have buybacks, Team Sphere would just immediately back off and go take Roche. So this is like it's a no-win situation right now for Gambit.
Team Spirit up on the verge, going to the finals, getting a matchup against Empire. As the result, Gambit trying to prevent that as much as they can right now, considering the situation. But LCW, an absolutely dominating Storm Spirit performance, just flying around. They just cannot deal with him right now. Cheshire Cat is going to get picked up. Undying's pulled it with a Vortex. Again, Cat lays down the tombstone. Hold down, actually, on multiple heroes with the homing missile. There's Slipper, but no! They catch Storm Spirit, but it's not enough damage actually to finish the job of the room. And they will get the kill with the actual Spirit there, so that's the big kill for this one. 1,600 bounty gold. Poor big now. Big deal.
Elder Titan's very happy with that.
And Storm Spirit's now down to only 20.
Remember when you killed me?
Yeah. I'm back, baby. And instead, he buys back. Very chaotic point of the game right now. Spirit is just trying to really finish, but once again, Gambit, they're gonna fight to the bitter end here. Gonna give up.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under
Still
attack.
hope.
Roche is up. Viper confirms it. Should go down fairly quickly once CK respawns. In the meantime, they'll just take out these shrines. Bot shrine's taken down. Top shrine is still up, but Spirit will probably go kill that shortly after. And Tiny actually builds an AC of his own. Because CK, I can't afford for you to be dead for 3 seconds. I'm just gonna need the armor myself.
Right. I got 2 of them. Work both here.
Alright, YOLO Roche.
Gotta be desperate once again. Try for something.
Nope. Can't find its armor on either of these heroes.
Oh,
So it's very slow.
Goes back to just again their builds in general. We want to be
Cheshire spots out Viper.
Okay, they're gonna catch Rubik at least.
Alright.
TP from LPW.
Oh, wow, BKB.
It's gonna be working off short Loki here, so they get another kill on support. LTW, he's fine. He's actually gonna go for the brilliant main up right here. The heals. LTW, this may be a little. Well, meanwhile, the tier 4 cars are damaged though, but back over here is Hawk. Off the BKB here. Not gonna really connect. See Illidan with his own BKB. Trying to find somebody to beat down on the Gyrocopter. Eventually gonna be caught, and as a result, he will have 90 seconds as the buyback. Iceberg. Link on to Illidan. They did kill Storm Spirit. Oh, this is something for Gambit, isn't it? Alright, Storm Spirit. So Storm Spirit dead, you got Razor. He's still alive, killing DK Phobos, but Phobos, he's gonna be healthy slow. Possibly run down the stop business though. Good for staff.
He's gonna have Silver Edge he can get out.
He'll be good there. But Storm Spirit, I mentioned, I mean, going in the first place seems really YOLO about it. And he dies because of it too. I'm not even sure how he died actually. It's like a different part of the fight.
He got rooted. This Rod of Atos is really oh man, not LTW. Let's there's still a game going on right now. Oh, okay, with the Ice Blast.
But even with that,
now he's gonna shatter. Oh my god.
Turret doesn't. He's good. Razor went a little bit too far. Plasma Field helps finish off Ancient Apparition. And he actually stays alive for now. We have LTW getting back to the shrine. Tier 4s again did take a little bit of damage. Not a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I thought they took more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just calm down, alright? Team Spirit.
It was at 20,000 net worth, now it's at 15, so it's 5,000 swing right there for Gambit.
Oh, here we go again.
W says now's the time to go again. It's been about 30 seconds. Job Copter gets the BKB off though. Remember what that talent going through, but in comes in once again. Chair shot cut, helping to the number 2. Oh, W gets stunned again. He will fall yet again. That's 3 deaths in the last 2 minutes or so, it feels like. And what was 29 Bloodstone charges is now down to 10.
I see Phobos. Dude, what the hell?
Continue.
What the hell is going on?
This has just turned into an onslaught, man.
This is overthrow Dota.
Yeah, we just want to fight. Don't even care about the win anymore. We just want to fight, damn it. Phobos will fall. And now look, what? Like it's my turn. It's my turn, bro. I want to go in. I want a chance. Gets a quick kill on Earthshaker at least. And I'm gonna get untying. All right, couple of kills.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well,
No, LTW don't attack now. Like, yes, they can. Jar recovers dead for 70 seconds, and that was just dieback, so there's no chance of him getting into the fight. Let's get the megas. Don't go for another kill, just get the megas.
Dying back, and I'm the most scared about that though. Razor gets pulled in. He's sexed up as LTW walking in Razor. Gonna tank through it. The Eco Stomp helping a little bit too, but we're tight now. Skills don't have time. Razor just makes his way to LTW. Zapting gets the buyback. I think this is actually gonna be it here, Tsunami. That just happened indeed.
That just happened.
They're not even going for megas. They're just going for tier 4.
Oh, so now you want to end the game, is that what it is?
Now's the time. LTW
No,
gonna beat
LTW does not want to end the game.
We need more kills. Gotta beat those stats. Alright, GG is officially called as in there. I mean, you can't blame Gambit for sticking in it, especially with the way things were starting to win there, but in the end, once again, similar to Game 2, Team Spirit does hold on, and they will take the game number 3 and the series victory. So congratulations to them, moving on to the finals here. Face Empire.